there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe. It is a pleasure to have you here for session number 61 of the Adventures of the Salamander Coast. They're having a time right now. They're going to be making some fish friends, and I'm very excited to get into it. But let's not dally. Let's just go ahead and roll the intro and get right into tonight's session. And we are back. So let's go ahead and dive in right away to this evening's session. As is tradition here on RWA, I do not do the summaries. I have my players do the summaries for me. So this week on summary is, drum roll, Gemma. Woo! Go for it, Gemma.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I said drum roll because I didn't know who and I wanted somebody to say it. So you did exactly what I wanted you to do. So good job.
Oh. Okay.
Summarize, Gemma.
So, after hearing about the missing payment from the town of Richcar to the Rock Clan and the impending attack as kind of retribution from them, the party has a little talky talk about what our next moves are going to be. Suna also offers to give Bianca an ability to cast Alter Self with like a stone, I believe, to allow for some greater inconspicuousness as we travel through this region. But we also make our little plan to travel out to the lake where the goods were meant to be left for the rocks in hopes of getting a better idea of what happened there. So before we head out, there's some more hostility towards tieflings and down to Bianca as she's grabbing some horses for the group, and Sunny also conjures up his little leafy lizard-like mount, Maggie, and we all ride out in the rain. So we get to the abandoned place where the supplies were meant to be held, and see some webbed fish-like but definitely humanoid footprints around. And also notice that the lake has some kind of suction force that pulls things in it towards the center and down below. So Cecily uses a little bit of Alter Self to give herself a bit more of an aquatic form and goes under to investigate. And so at the bottom and the center of this lake, there is a big old seal with an inscription and some symbol of a giant squid-looking creature. The seams of the seal also seem to be the source of the suction. That's a lot of S's. And back up on the surface, we also find more inscriptions. This one very worn and reading that all are welcome. The Ancient One will rest. Should he not be disturbed, his meditation and vow of silence will keep him peaceful. So knowing that it was kind of time for us to head back to the town, if we want to get there before the attack, the party kind of heads out, just collecting all that information, only to be interrupted by a rumbling sound from the lake, and turning back to face a charging force of said fish humanoids, as well as these manta ray-like creatures in the skies. Ciao.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much for the summary. So with that is exactly where we will dive in as we move everybody to the lakeside battle. As all of you are... Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. I forgot to disable the thing. Sorry, excuse me. Token vision in fog exploration. There you go, look at that. All right, it's a big old map. Okay, so as we jump right back in, the four of you are sort of clustered around in a little circle together as Cecily was investigating the runic language written in Primordial on the stones scattered throughout and around the lake. And as that was happening, just as Gemma said, you could hear the rumbling of large footfalls, seeing these two massive creatures approaching from either side after bursting out of these small, like moss-covered rivers that are spreading out from the lake. You can see two massive creatures. They have these like massive mandibles, these claws on their hands, and then these like 4 tentacles that sprout off their back and just sort of hang in front of them. You can see the tentacles aren't like squid tentacles that have like the suction cups on the end. Instead, they are tentacles that like come to a fine, like a flat disc at the end and have these like serrated spikes coming out of the very, very end of the tentacle. And then you can see on top of those two running towards you, these big, massive creatures with this a crab-like shell around parts of their body and armor. 3 of those manta ray-like creatures flying up and then just staying hovering in the air, an elevated distance away from all of you. So with that, no more need for the music that's called treachery. What I need is some screaming Scandinavian women. As I would like all of you to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Woo, dice.
First combat since the campaign restarted.
Yeah.
Oh, goody. This is a good one. Good roll, Bianca.
Call me bedtime, because that was 11.
I mean, I think I could beat you because I got a nat 1.
No.
Your bedtime's 1 a.m., Gemma? You are so lucky.
Got a badass over here.
Oh my God. That Mark, I'm not gonna lie. I think that was the funniest thing you've said in the past 3 years. And that does not devalue any other funny thing you've said. That one just really hit me different.
Okay, I mean, I don't know.
I'd like it. It's not that you haven't said anything funny in the past 3 years. It's just, to me, that is the most funny thing.
You know, the lead singer of Warren wrote Cherry Pie in 10 minutes, and it is the only song anyone knows by Warren. So, I'm gonna count my blessings and say thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right. Suni, what'd you get on initiative?
8.
8. Oh, bud. Okay. Carasilla.
Nat 1.
Oh, that's right. I remember, because your bedtime is really late. Okay. And then Cecily, and then I gotta do one more little baby over here. Oh, wah. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, starting at the top of the turn order, beginning the combat, we have Bianca Dusong, which is going to be a good time. All right, Bianca, so you start off. You see the 3 flying creatures hovering in the air. You can see they have this like acid just kind of dripping out of their mouth that lands in the water and just begins to sizzle into the water as these 2 large creatures coming from each side lumbering towards you. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna Crimson Right. So I'm gonna get that going, and then I'm gonna have to swap my mouse back here so I can actually.
Where's Crimson Right coming from? Like what part of her body like is she cutting into, or what is she using to activate that Crimson Right?
Yeah, she's gonna take out her like clear glass like sword thing with her right hand and swipe it right down into her left arm, kind of like her usual, very much like she's used to this shit kind of thing. So as it kind of drips down on the blade in her hand, she will run, not waltz. We're not waltzing here. Run on up to this big guy. And we're gonna take 2 hits. Oh, and so they're water, but we're all wet. All right, team, should I have ice, Crimson Right, or electric? Lightning damage. What would be better here?
Are you worried about shocking yourself? Is that the
Potentially. What do you guys think?
My answer is perhaps too meta, so go with whatever you would like.
All right, Gemma, Karen, do you guys have an input?
I mean, if Pokemon's taught me anything, it's that you use lightning on water type things, but that's all the input I can give you.
Yeah, I'm also feeling that way. I'm also just thinking, when you like have like water on ice and it's like getting stuck. So I imagine there's gonna be like a bit of like a licky or frozen pole situation with ice. So I'm gonna go with electric.
Okay, we're doing electric.
All right.
Woohoo! All right. So I'll take 2 swings with the blade.
Don't forget
on
to
that crab guy.
roll the Crimson Right damage.
Yes. Well, the first one was a nat 1, so I guess we missed.
Okay.
Second hit is a 25 to hit.
That 25 does hit.
Okay. So the damage from that without the Crimson Right damage is 9. Now this will be my harm myself damage.
Okay.
And then the second one that I roll will be the extra. Oh, of course I do.
Oh, but it's
a 1.
no.
Okay! Yay!
Twice the pride,
So,
double the fall.
13 damage total to the crab.
Crab man.
And that is me turn.
Okay. All right. So you can see that as you bring up the blade and slash into this weird, grafted, experimented on creature, you can see the blade cuts through the blade itself, sort of beginning to fill with that blood and just the ambient lightning just beginning to zap and strike off of it. As you slash into it, cutting into the creature, you can see the blade easily lacerates through the flesh and the lightning discharges. And you can see that the lightning maybe just did a little bit more damage. Not too much more, but
Nice.
a little bit more.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Anything else, Bianca?
That is all I can do. That's my bonus action and action. So we're done.
All right, cool. So we move on to one of the flyers. So with that, the flyers... Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and... they got a pretty good range on that. Fly over here. Yep. And Suni, as you're sort of closest to the edge, you can see them just flapping its wings as it swoops down and then up. And you can see that it just inhales, its chest and neck expands like a frog almost, like coming out into these like bulbous spheres. And then as it exhales, you can see this giant like loogie that is just hocked out of its throat, about the size of a basketball, slams towards you. We'll see if that does anything. So first one, that's a 7. That's going to be a miss. Second one is an 18. Does that hit?
I think my AC is 19.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then with that, you can see that it shoots those 2 acid balls at you, but luckily you're just able to sidestep 1 and then sidestep 2. You can see as they land in the ground, though, whatever, like, plant life is there just begins to sort of, like, singe away and die as the acid hits it. Okay. All right. That is going to be the end of its turn. Then we come to Hybrid Brute. Oh, Bianca. Okay.
That's
You can
okay.
you can see that as you make the slash into it, immediately it's gonna go for 2 claw attacks. So you can see 1 claw comes up and it's just gonna slam down towards you. So that's gonna be it's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I need you to make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
Oh no. Am I gonna get clamped? What is that? Is it gonna grapple? What is that?
Give him the clamps!
Strength.
Give him the clamps!
Strength. Good old +0. Here we go. A nat 20!
Hey, nice. Okay, so
Yay!
as the claw comes down, slamming into you, you do take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
But as it slams into you, you are able to sort of like partway roll out of the way. As you can tell, the amount of force that claw came down with definitely would have knocked you prone if you weren't able to dodge out of the way. However, the creature, you can see as it misses with the claw, you can see it sort of snarls and growls, and you can see the tentacles on its back. That one like flips around towards you like a whip. All of you can hear this like crack as the tentacle is going to try and hit you.
Okay. Also, you said 16 damage?
16 damage.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that right.
And then that is 13 to hit, which I believe is a miss.
Yes, sir.
So you can see the tentacle like cracks down towards you. You dodge out of the way, but there is like this you can see those like lacerated teeth on the end of the tentacle. You can see they extend out by about an inch or two, and it seems like it was going to try and grapple and restrain you with that tentacle. So luckily you were able to dodge out of the way of it.
Gross.
However, that is the end of its turn. So then we come to another hybrid flyer up here. I think same thing is going to fly 10 feet this way. Suni, seeing the threats you made with your eyes, they're gonna come for you again with the acid loogies. 1, 2. Wow, these are trash. That's a 13 and an 8. So you're dodging. Can't touch you. Nuh-uh. Okay, and then another hybrid brute. Oh.
He's dead.
he had a heart attack.
We did it, guys.
Okay, this one, sadly, the closest person to him is Cecily. So
What
Cecily.
you sad about? Hit me.
Okay. All right. So you can see the hybrid brute come over as he just raises one claw up and tries to slam it down at Cecily after running up there. So that's going to be one claw. That's going to be a 20 to hit. That's okay. Make a strength saving throw for me, DC 15. And regardless, you do take 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So let me do minus 16. Nice. Saving throw. Got a -1 on strength. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Came out to a 14.
14. Oh, sadly, that is just a fail. As you see the creature raise up the claw, slam it down on top of you. Cecily's not fast enough to jump out of the way, and she just gets absolutely like knocked down by the massive claws that are slamming down on top of her. So Cecily, with that, you are knocked prone. Prone. And the creature does have a second attack. So this time it's going to make a claw attack with you, but is going to do so with advantage. Are you fucking kidding me?
Is it a 1?
No, it's an 11 and a 12.
My armor class is 12.
No! Oh, damn. Okay, so the 12 does hit then. I didn't realize your AC was that low, but I forgot you don't have armor on. Yeah.
I have nothing. I
Yeah.
have like +2 from wearing a thick dress. Like that's all we got going on.
Okay, alrighty. So with that, the second claw attack slams down on top of you. Luckily, you're able to kind of roll out of the way a little bit, so the damage isn't nearly as bad. You're looking at 7 points of damage there.
All right.
Okay. And that will end the brute's turn as we now move to you, Cecily. Currently knocked prone, 2 claw attacks made at you, looking a little worse for wear. What do you want to do?
I think what I'm gonna do here is I think I'm gonna do a quickened spell. So I'm gonna use my action to disengage. And then 15 feet of my movement to stand.
Okay.
And then I think if I'm here, I'm just gonna get there.
Carousella! Carousella!
So she'll roll around, practically just rolls all the way over as she's scrambling up. And then...
it's too funny.
Was that as funny as the bedtime joke? Because
No.
it sounded like it really hit.
No.
Alright. It's always when I don't try. And then we're gonna do,
That was close. That was close.
Well, I wasn't trying, so.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that was disengage and movement, quickened spell, fireball. And I am going to
Wow.
place it there. So I'll hit these 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know they're in water. I am sure that will have some effect.
Well, they're 15 feet up in the air, so they're flying. So the fireball would still get it because it's a 20 foot radius. Yeah, 20-foot radius. So it'd still hit them in the air. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, then I will place it roughly there, so as to hit these 3 enemies and not Suni. At least I believe that will not hit Suni. Yep. He's good. Okay.
All right. Dex saving throws all around then.
Yep.
All right. Let's fucking go. Dex saving throw. That's a 7, so that's a fail for the first hybrid. That is a 12, so that's a fail for the second hybrid. And for the brute, we're looking at a 4, so all 3 of them fail.
All right, then. All 3 of them are taking 32 fire damage.
Woo.
Nice.
Woo.
Yeah. Okay. And that's it for me.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So we come to our hybrid flyer all the way over here. This one is going to, seeing what you just did, Cecily, is going to fly 30 feet over here and is going to attempt to make a spit attack against you. Well, I guess 2. Yeah. 1, 2. So that is going to be a 10 and a 12. So 10 will miss, 12 will hit.
Yep.
And that will be, is this, oh man, the thing is fucky. Oh no. All right, that's okay. Oh yeah, you're no longer prone. Okay, so you will go ahead and take, looks to be 9 points of acid damage.
Understandable.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, hate that that's like that. That's okay. All right, here we go. Let's change that up. And there we go. Okay, all right. So, cool. That'll end the Flyer's turn. Now we come to Suni.
Okay. So Suni is going to run this way, and to be between the weirdo and my friends. And while he does that, he's going to dig the hook of one of his swords into the ground and kind of scrape up, and a bunch of like dirt, debris, pebbles, pieces of grass, whatever, kind of start floating in the air, and then just kind of hover in front of Cecily, and I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on her with my bonus action. So that's
Nice.
a +2 to your AC. And then I'm going to just do 2 attacks on this dude.
Okay, very cool.
Been so long since combat. Plus 9. 15 for the first one.
15, that
Yeah.
will just hit.
Hell yeah. And 28.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Yuki. So that is. Oh, that's great. Plus 15 points of damage.
Okay, 15 points of damage. Sounds good. Was that total or just from the one?
Total.
Total. Okay. Sounds good. Alrighty. Anything else, Suni?
Nope.
Nice. That was a good, productive turn. All right. So with that, we move on to the next turn in the initiative order, which is not Carasilla, as in that current moment, right as Suni is sort of finishing the flurry of these attacks, Bianca, let's see, because you're closest, and Carasilla, because you have the highest passive perception, you can hear what sounds like the galloping of horse hooves. This and eventually the two of you can see coming from this direction what looks to be a humanoid man in this like gold and white enameled armor, riding atop this horse with this like massive great sword at his side, riding into the fray. And you can see he makes his way and eventually rides right next to the hybrid brute here. And you can see Bianca immediately, the horse kind of like is going to run past and kind of makes this like hard turn as he makes 2 quick slashes into the back of this creature. And you can see not wearing a helm, but he has this like sort of decorative gold like laurel wreath crown around his head that has this like enameled green around the edges. He's gonna make 2 attacks. Bop bop. Well, that's the first one is a natural 1. The second one is a 22 though, for 18 points of damage, 13 slashing and 5 radiant. You can see the blade, and as he goes to swing this greatsword, you can see that it is this like pure white blade that almost looks like porcelain, that just has like right around the edges this gold trim around it, and the hilt of the greatsword looks like 2 angel wings that are just kind of splayed out on the hilt. As he swings the sword down, slashing into the creature, you can see it like lops into part of the armor, creating this massive gash, letting this like green and thick like bluish ichor of blood just sort of drip out of the creature. And he looks down to you, Bianca, and he just very quickly says, "I'm here to help, I promise." And he's just going to sort of grab the reins of the horse, and he's just going to prepare for any attack that may come. So with that, the mysterious knight, whose name you'll later find out is Marcus Elvasa, which, by the way, this is, let me go ahead and show you his art right here. Bop! This is the guy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is the guy showing up.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's sick art. Oh my god.
Oh, jeez, dude, whoa. I'm in trouble, Marcus. Come save me. Oh my god. Whoa.
All right. With that, end of Marcus's turn. Carasilla, it is your turn.
Okay, does this guy have any heraldry or anything that I'm able to recognize or like pin him to like a group or anything?
Yeah,
Just
go
to
ahead
get a
and-
better idea of who the fuck he is.
Yeah, real quick, make a history check, and we'll not have this count against your turn. Just quickly, as you're looking at him, thinking about what it is, you can see he does have heraldry on his chest. He's not wearing a cloak or a cape or anything like that. But on the breastplate that he has of this like plate armor, you can see, like I said, it's gold and white enameled, but on the chest there is a tree. And the tree sort of has these like roots that go down all the way to the waist. And the tree sort of takes up the entire top of the chest plate. And you can see that at the very top, it's this enameled, this like pale green color.
Well, it's a 13 for the history.
13 for the history. Okay. I'll say that you would probably recognize it just because of Carasilla's closeness to Bella Clara. He belongs to a faction, at least the heraldry and the divine nature to him. He belongs to a group of paladins that are these sort of hybrids between Oath of the Ancients and Oath of Devotion. They still have divinity and holiness from Celestia, but they also do take great care of nature. They're known as the Company of the Golden Heart, and heart is H-A-R-T. You know that they are from the mountainous region of Bella Clara, so it's a little strange that he's this far out, but stranger things have happened to you in the past 6 months. So that's what I'd say you'd gather. You know that they are a lawful good group, like through and through.
Okay. That's good enough for me then. Welcome in, Random Knight. And for, I guess, my actual action, I would like to, placing out here, cast Sonatic Static and require a intelligence saving throw from all of them. Well, those 3 at least. DC 16.
Okay. DC 16. Oh god. Uh-oh. Oh, my computer's doing a thing. Oh.
Rolling the damage for that now because they take half if they succeed.
Okay. And oh god, I just got assaulted with dice. Oh. Okay, and that no, it's okay. And that was for which 3?
So this guy, big guy.
Oh,
and this guy.
the same ones that got fireballed. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, double dip.
Ooh,
It's fine.
intelligence saving throw. The brute probably not gonna like this. That is a -3 for the brute.
Fantastic.
So he's gonna take
Bye.
22 points of psychic damage. The flyers, though, they might be okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a 22 for that one and a 23 for that one. So those two both succeed.
Okay, but also for the brute, for the next minute, has muddled thoughts, and during that time, needs to roll a d6 and subtract that from any attack rolls or ability checks. Or constitution saving throws it makes. And it
Nice.
can also make another intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turn to end the effect. But I don't have high hopes.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and add a little.
And they just take the half damage.
Let's see. Let's get something to let us know that he is synaptic staticed.
Synaptic snatched.
He's synaptic staticed. Nice. Okay. All right. Because he's staticky. What did you? Yeah. I mean, that's what the spell's called. Okay. All right. So with that, back up to the top of the turn order with Bianca. Bianca, what are you doing?
Okay, she's gonna first, like, seeing Marcus do all that, she'll just say, hey, we'll take the help, and then, do 2 more hits on the brute, and then a shot at, this guy, because I don't think that flyer's been touched yet, so we're gonna get going with that, so I'll do my 3 hits. Let me just, where are you? Actions. All right. For the first one, oh man, why do I keep rolling low? 11 for the first hit on the brute.
11, sadly, and 11 does not hit.
Yeah, that's okay. 18 on the second hit.
That does hit.
Cool. Damage for that is 6 plus the D4. Oh wait, it's a D6. Why did I roll a D4 the first time? Yeah. Or is it a D8 now? I don't even remember. I think it's just a D6. Let me take off this. Oh god. I want to go backwards. No, take off. How do you take off? Okay. Don't count this. I'm going to roll this so I can... Don't count that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. This is the Crimson Right damage.
Oh, yeah. Fucking
Okay.
got him.
And then I'm going to Brand of Castigation him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whenever I land an attack with my Crimson Right on it. So he's now branded. Basically, if he attacks me or a friend, he'll take 4 psychic damage. If there's other stuff, if it even gets to other stuff, I'll talk about it. But that's the main gist. So if he basically attacks me or anyone else, he'll take 4 psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh, anyone within 5 feet of me, I guess. So just him, Marcus.
Okay.
But then we're gonna do the gun. Boop, 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 back up to actions. Dead Eye. 14.
14, that just hits.
Okay, I keep rolling super low today. 12 damage.
Woo, 12 points of damage. Alrighty. Alrighty.
And I'm gonna check and see what die is my blood right now because I don't remember. But that's my turn.
So, real quick, you did the first attack right with the sword, right?
Yeah, I did 2 attacks with the sword. The first one missed, and then I did the gun on the.
And then what was the damage on the sword? Because you just said to ignore the first roll.
Oh, I think it was super low. I think it was 6 plus 1. I think it was 7. I think it was literally so insignificant. It was a bad roll. I keep rolling like ones.
That's okay. Every little bit helps. Plus, there's that extra twinge from the lightning damage. Just these sort of static sparks that sort of cling to the flesh of this creature.
Cool.
Okay. Alrighty. So then we come to our flyers. I think this one, seeing honestly, you know what? Seeing the gunfire is going to fly this way and is going to make 2 attacks against you, Bianca.
That is fine.
Let's see. Oh, that's... Oh, shoot. I didn't do that where I meant to do that. That's all right, though. That's okay. All right, Bianca, we're looking at 2 attacks, 2 acid attacks. So we're looking at a 14 and a 10.
Miss for both of them.
Nice. Okay. I'm also not rolling well, so it's okay.
Right. We're all
Okay.
the same
So
today.
So it is going to move forward 5 feet, and then it's going to fly up an additional 25 feet. So it's currently about 45 feet up in the air. This one is, I forgot to add this, is 20 feet, and this one is 15 feet. So they
that's nice. We can see how tall. Okay.
Yeah, how high up they are. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hybrid Brute. Bianca. Let's see. This one is going to make 2 claw attacks, one against you, one against the knight. So first claw attack against you is going to be an 11, which is a miss. Against Marcus, that's going to be a 16, which is a miss as well. Okay. All right. So then we come to the flyer's turn. This flyer up here is going to come around this way and fly up an additional 20 feet for 40 feet up in the air. And it's going to make that acid attack against you, Suni. Okay. So we got bop bop. What'd it do? We're looking at a 21 and a 23.
Damn it.
Woo!
Congratulations, Joe. You got it.
Yay! So in total, you're looking at 22 points of acid damage. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. So then we come to the other hybrid brute. Oh, and Suni, you are right there too. But it does take a minus a d6. So do you want to go ahead and roll that d6? So go ahead and roll 2 d6s, Gemma, and we'll subtract from first and second attack. So 4 from the first attack, 2 from the second attack. So we got 1 claw. We're going to see what happens after the claw. So a 4. So it was a 22 that is turned into an 18. So it makes it a miss. Then we're going to have a tentacle attack here. That is a 14 reduced to a 12. So both of those are going to miss. All right. End of the brute's turn. We come to Cecily.
Hell yeah. Well, tell you what I'm gonna do. Cast Fireball again. So probably like up there. Let me check my distances just to make sure I'm not cheesing. Okay. So 20 gets that one. That's 25. So if we go here though, 20, 20, 20. Okay, so we'll do it right there. Yep, and I'm just gonna do Fireball again.
Okay. Alrighty.
Dex
So
saves.
we got dex save. So first one, that is a 12 hybrid brute. Are these also minus a d6?
No, it's
Just
only if they
attacks
fail.
and checks. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
no, yeah, for the brute, it's yeah, it would also be minus a d6.
Minus a d6. Okay, so go ahead and minus that d6 because we're looking at a 17 right now. Looking at a 12.
Oh, nice.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
the last flyer is looking at a 25. So that's definitely going to be success.
Yeah, that
So-
is, but the other 2 are failures.
Mhm.
DC 16, and that was 25 fire damage total.
Okay. So the one flyer that failed up here will take full damage, and you can see the fire just sort of burns up the wings and part of the arm, and you can see that as enough fire damage is applied to it, a lot of the stitching and grafting on any parts of the body start to begin to unravel, and you can see this creature just begin to fall apart in different pieces that just drop into the lake as this creature is dead. Okay. The brute takes full damage, and this one will take half. So that's 13 points of damage. Oh,
That's not what happened.
yeah, that's there you go. Okay, there we go. Whew. All right.
All right. Well, that was action, quicken dispel, bonus action. I'm just gonna try to shoot a firebolt at the flyer to my right.
Okay.
And roll that attack. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and that comes out to 9 fire damage.
Okay, 9 fire damage. And you said this was on the brute or the flyer?
The flyer there to the right.
Okay, flyer. Okay. Alrighty.
All right, and I am not going to move. I'm going to stay put, so that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Okay. So with that, we come to the flyers. That flyer that you were just pummeling on right there, it is going to fly up 30 more feet to be 45 feet up in the air. And it is going to go ahead and make 2 of those acid spit attacks against you, Cecily.
Okay.
1, 2. So we're looking at a 19 and a 21.
My
+2 didn't help.
Yeah, I guess I should have done protection from energy instead. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's okay. You didn't know about that the acid would be this frequent. Also, the brute was the bigger problem earlier. So we're looking at a total of 24 points of acid damage.
Hey, that's literally what I have. I'm done.
Oh, no.
Isn't
Yeah.
you right next to Carasilla, though? Good placement.
Boom.
I'm literally right about to heal you, and you just drop down in front of me. Okay, fine.
Yeah, she will fall into your arms.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Suni, it's your turn.
So you were mentioning like all of the marks from these things being like sewn together.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one on this brute like near where its claws like attached to its arm?
Yeah, especially where the claws are, yeah.
If I try to like hack at like the the stitches, could I potentially make its claw fall off?
Yeah, with enough damage, you could make one of the 2 claws fall off and potentially reduce the damage they can do on their next attack.
Okay, well, he's just gonna, I guess, note the other one falling apart, and then just kind of twirling around, do 3 kind of in a row, very ballet-ish movements, across that, seam on its claw, then.
Okay, all right. Make your 2 attacks.
That's a crit.
Nice!
Nice.
And I will go ahead and smite on that one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, bud. Okay. Jeez.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's been so long since we've played. I don't even. What is my smite damage? I don't know how.
Depending on what level spell slot you expend, if you expend a 1st level spell slot, it's 2d8. This is not an undead or a fiend, so it doesn't do the extra d8 of damage.
And then is it 1 more d8 per level?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
I'll
go ahead.
Is the maximum, right?
I think so.
I mean, I only have paladins only have up to 5th level spells. Anyway, or whatever. I don't know. I'll go ahead and do a 3rd level slot then, because why the fuck not?
Nice.
So, in the way that crits work, it will max out all of my dice, and then I reroll?
Correct.
Okay. So that's 4d8. What's 4 times 8?
32.
32. Plus 6 is 38. And then plus another 2 is 40. 42, 49. 51, 54. Does it double my modifier damage?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, then 64 total.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
On that first.
That's just the first hit. Yeah, easily enough. As you bring down one of the blades, with that, easily enough, you're able to lop through one of the lobster claws or the crab claws. So we'll say you reduce the claw damage by every attack. He gets like -5 to the damage.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Poor crab. I almost feel bad.
And I don't, but that's okay.
I mean, I don't, but you know.
Okay, so I guess the next one. So lopping off the first the claw, you'll just go in and try to like drive the hook towards like the center of its chest.
Nice.
Next one. That is a much less good roll. That's an 11 to hit.
11 just misses, yeah.
And then the last one should be a hit. That's 18 plus 9.
Yeah, that hits, yeah.
Okay. And then that one is 7 points of damage.
7 points of far cry from 66, but 7 is still a number. So you slash in. Sadly, you're not able to get as much momentum as you want to drag all the way to the chest, but you do make this sort of light laceration from now lopped off arm, the crab arm that just sort of plunk, falls onto the ground heavy as you slash across the chest. Unable to make your way out of the heart.
He wasn't expecting the arm to slice off so easily, so he kind of lost his balance a little bit.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, still, that was a very, very good turn. Anything else, Suni?
I do have to ask. So Maggie is here. It doesn't say on the not find familiar on the find steed spell. Does it share my initiative? Does it roll its own?
Since it's considered a mount, I would just have it share your initiative.
Okay. Okay. I don't also know where it is right now. I'm just not gonna deal with her at the moment. So I just was curious.
Whoa. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. I think I actually have a. Never mind. No, I don't. Yeah, no, sorry. I thought that I maybe had a token, but I don't.
That's okay.
Believe I do. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, sadly. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
But we can you know what we can do? We can use this token for Tanir, honestly. So where do you want Maggie at? Do you just want to like have her like
Yeah, just that's fine right there.
Okay. Bop. All right. She runs over. Bop, 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 bop. On all four. She's running. She gets there. Huh. All right. Okay. All right. So then we move to Marcus. Marcus is going to, let's see, seeing how much strife the flyers are causing, he's going to go ahead and move 5'10" right there, right next to you, Bianca, on top of the horse. And he is he's going to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on the flyer that is up here, 45 feet up in the air. No, he's gonna cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level, as he just this beam of like white hot energy just slams towards that flying creature. That's gonna be a spell attack. So we'll see if that hits. I'm sure that will. Yep, that's a 24, and then that's going to be 66 radiant damage. Right? Yeah, 66. Bop. Okay, so we're looking at about 22 points of radiant damage. And you can now see that the creature has this like spectral white haze to it. As it is, the next attack against it will have advantage. And let's see if there's anything else that he wants to do. No. All right. Throw the radiant bolt out, or the guiding bolt out, and then he'll move to Caracilla's turn.
Okay, so first things first, do a little heal on Cecily.
Thank you.
It's 14.
Nice.
Work. And then kind of feel like we should be targeting these flyers as our night is going it. So just gonna give some bardic inspiration to Bianca to just finish that thing off.
Thanks, Queen.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Alrighty. With that, we move up to Bianca.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. 2 slashes and a shot.
Oh, sorry.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Ooh, I will say that if you decide to take a shot at the flyer, you do have advantage on that shot because of the guiding bolt.
Yeah. That was the plan. Do I have to shoot that first?
Oh, no. I thought when you said you took 2 slashes and a shot, I thought all 3 of them were directed at the brute.
No. I'm doing the same exact turn as last time, but hopefully
Gotcha.
better.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
There you go.
That's the plan. Did I miss something?
No, you're good.
Okay, first hit on the crab, 27 to hit.
That hits.
And then second hit, well then we'll roll damage. A natural 20.
Nice.
So I'll roll.
Hell yeah.
That's so nice. Wait. Now it says 2d6 plus 5, but we do max.
Yes.
Oh, and you can smite too, can't you? With your
I can if I have a soul, and the only soul I have is Cecily's dad. So we're not doing that.
No, that soul is in a different lantern.
Oh, good.
We
good.
established that. The one you have in your lantern is good to go. Because that was from
soul in there?
that. Yeah, remember when you went to you had the lantern and you snuck in and you talked to the spirits that were right by
But I thought
Tyr's
I was
office?
in the dungeon when Cecily died.
Oh, did you? Okay, all right.
I'm pretty sure I did, and we haven't talked to a ghost since. So, unless
That's
you want
fair.
to give me a ghost, I mean,
That's
I'll
fair.
take it.
Well, you said you used it. I mean, I was
did.
gonna give it to you, but then you just
I did.
You know what? For being a honest person, take a point of inspiration.
I have a DM and Caracilla's. Nice. Okay. Well, okay. So rolling damage for, so full damage is 6 plus 5, so that's 11 plus 8.
Wow. Okay.
Plus a d6. So this is for the nat 20 damage.
So it's
So, oh my god. So 11 plus 9.
20.
20 damage for the nat 20. And then this is damage for the rego hit. So that'd be 11 plus a d6. Watch it be a 1. A fucking 2. Come at me, bitch. So a 13. So that's 20 plus 13 against the crab. And then she's going to do a shot at the
Take
flyer.
a shot.
Yes.
A shot.
Okay,
Just-
24, so I don't think I need to use inspiration to add anything to that. I'm assuming that would hit.
Yeah, that does hit.
And
Make
it's
sure
with
you
advantage. So let's see if
see if you get
a
that.
20.
get that natty light.
I don't.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
got an 11 that time.
Oh.
So, and I can't add the inspiration to damage. It's only Valor Bards, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
Oh.
is part of magical inspiration. You can use it to add it to things that deal damage as well.
oh,
Well, I'm
nice.
Add it to that. Nice. Okay. So without the inspiration, it's a 15, and it's a D8 inspiration now, or D6?
D8.
D8. Cool. All right. So that's 15 plus whatever this is against the flyer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yay.
Yay! All right.
It's the
More
small
exciting
things.
than the natural 20.
Yeah. Rolling a high number on a die that was a damage die is satisfying. So you said 17 before, so 17 plus 8?
It was 15 plus
15.
8.
23, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust your math better than mine. So.
All right. With that, Bianca, bang, right between the eyes, just brain explodes out of the back of the head. You see the creature just fall and slam into the water with a crack. from 45 feet up in the air as it just slowly begins to sink. And you can see now both of the corpses just being pulled to the center and underneath the water.
Eerie.
Okay.
All right, but that's my turn.
All right. Flyers down. Hybrid Brute. Yeah, seeing what you just did, Bianca, it is a dumb creature, so you're the thing that just went bang and just hit it, so 2 claw attacks coming at you.
That's fine.
Oh, one of those is a natural 20.
4 psychic damage.
Oh, that's
right.
That's right. Ow, his brain. Okay, the second one is a 13, though, which misses.
Yeah.
Oh, well, real quick, I do need you to make a strength saving throw, because the second one might be with advantage.
That's true. All right. Abilities, strength. A 2.
Oh, okay, so that second one is with advantage as Bianca, you are knocked prone. Okay, boom, with advantage. It's a 14. That's a miss, though, right?
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, all right. So even with advantage, you're able to like quickly like roll out of the way as it slams into the ground next to you. The damage for the first one, though, we're looking at some pretty hefty damage. 32 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ew.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay. All right.
Hurts, but I'm okay right now.
All right. That is the end of that brute's turn. Then we have the brute up here. Suni, these are going to be 2 attacks coming at you. We're going to do... Actually, seeing where things are going, it's going to make 2 tentacle attacks against you. Especially considering that one of the claws got like lopped off, and it's just kind of like this nubby end that currently has like this blue, thick blood just sort of spritzing out of the missing joint. Is going to like move its back and have the 2 tentacles try and grab onto you. So we've got 1, 2.
It still deducts the d6 from those things, by the way.
Okay, so the first one is definitely going to be a miss. However, the second one is also a natural 20. So the d6 is not going to help on that one. So Suni, I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Okie dokie.
Ookie dookie.
Ookie dookie. Strength 15.
15. Okay, that is just a failure.
Nice.
So Suni, you take 20 points of piercing damage as you feel the claw, not the claw, the tentacle slap right onto your back. There's that crack of pain, and then the blades extend through the leather armor you have and cling into your back. As with that, you are lifted up and then twisted into the tentacle as you are not only grappled but restrained.
Hell yeah.
So you're both. And with that, creature hasn't moved at all. The creature is going to take you and is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 into the water.
Nice.
Suni, you just under the water. Cecily, it's your turn.
Eek. Well, that's not good. Well, it would be aggressively foolish to go into fish mode and pursue Suni alone. So
Please don't do that. That's a fair reaction.
Yeah, I should not. But so that target's not visible anymore, right?
No, it is not. Yeah, like I said,
Okay.
this water is so thick and just dark as like no sunlight is piercing through, especially on the overcast. Oh, I forgot. It's raining. I forgot to add that. Oh, I feel silly now.
Oh.
There you go.
We remember it, though.
Now it's
There
raining.
we go. Ooh, it's nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, because there's no sunlight, there's no anything. As soon as Suni gets under the water, you have no visibility on him. So, for the purposes of that, I am going to highlight both of them and hide both of them.
Well, that's rough as hell. All right. Well, I'm gonna do something less useful then, which is shoot firebolt at the flyer.
Okay.
So that's what I got. I was gonna do some cool ass Blade Ward Lightning Bolt combo, but he moved. So. All right, that is a 21 to hit with the firebolt.
That hits.
And 8 points of fire damage.
Yep, that is enough. As you just bolt the creature, the flames enrapture it as it just burns away at some of the stitch marks, the grafted parts, and they all just kind of fall to pieces and drop to the ground. So now the brutes are the only two creatures that are left alive. No visibility on one brute. And we have got, yeah. Okay, all right.
All right, then.
Anything else, Sally?
Sally is going to use movement, get here. She is going to crouch behind this rock.
Okay.
And just keep her eyes on the water. Roleplay-wise, she is debating diving in, but I will not do that right now.
Okay.
At least not right now. I don't have the action economy. But she'll be, yeah, just keeping an eye on that area anxiously.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, Suni, you're currently grappled. You're currently under the water. I would like you to, at any point, so you're grappled and restrained. So restrained means your speed is 0. All of your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. And while you are grappled, your speed is also 0, and you cannot benefit from any bonuses to speed. So you're stuck here. You can at any point use your action to try and break free, making another strength saving throw. But, or if you have...
Can I use my action to breathe lightning on it?
Yeah. You are underwater right now, Suni.
I know.
Okay. All right.
I want to remind you, I mean, you were the ones who were talking about Cario earlier. This exact same thing happened where I was like sucked under the water and like electrocuted, or somebody, I don't know if it was me who electrocuted myself, but I told somebody.
It might have been Elwyn.
It might have been Elwyn. I was like, please electrocute the water. I think it was like water elementals.
Oh, yeah, it would have been like right at the start of the campaign too. Yeah. When you were in the sunken part of the city, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it, it's auto fails for both of you.
I do have resistance to lightning.
That's true.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Fucking fucking do it, dude.
I mean, it's also it's I mean, not gonna be that much damage. Oh, I say that, but I rolled 2 8s and a 6.
Oh my god.
So what's that? 22 points of lightning damage.
22 points of lightning damage. And Suni, the thing is, being underwater, it has this lingering effect. So as soon as you shoot it out of your mouth, the entire water around you just carries that electricity, effectively doubling the damage. So you take 22 points of damage, but it takes 44.
Oh my god.
But it is still hanging in there.
Can I?
Oh my god.
I feel like, am I not allowed to do that twice in one turn?
That you used to be able to, but they changed the rules on Dragonborn, I believe.
See, when you take the attack action, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation match. Okay.
So then, but I think your breath weapon has you can only use that once per something.
I can use this trait 4 times for long rest. They like really made Dragonborns better recently.
So cool. I mean, yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Well, no, it's only I can replace one of my attacks with.
Oh.
I can only do it for one of my attacks, but I don't know. Can I do anything else? Probably not.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Can I Misty Step out of it?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for you to say that.
Jesus Christ, I'm just really fucking dumb. Okay. So after shocking himself, Shuni's gonna be like, fuck, and then I'll just Misty Step out of its fucking tentacles. I feel like an idiot. Oh my god.
Okay.
This is the type of shit that only happens to me, I feel like.
Sunny, you misty step
It's
out of the water
entertaining.
30 feet. Just sort of 30 feet directly backwards because you know that'll take you to land, and you actually reappear right behind, right next to Maggie. And you are no longer grappled or restrained.
I assume he's gonna spit up a little bit of water and just be like, I'm okay.
And by the way, Sunny, you can feel that on your back, you have 5 or 6 scales missing.
Oh.
The creatures seem to have, like, when they embedded in and you sort of misty stepped, they could feel that magic beginning to happen and just ripped and tore as it was happening, and you're now missing some scales.
Did that do damage to me?
Nope. It was just an effect of being grappled with the tentacles by this creature.
Okay, so since I used so action economy,
Yeah.
I technically still have 1 attack left.
True.
Okay. And I technically still have 30 feet of movement left.
That is correct.
Okay, can I actually hop onto Maggie? And Maggie's going to,
She
I
looks
guess.
so lit.
I know. So all 3 of the flyers are dead.
All 3 of the flyers are dead. Yep. So it's only the one big brute that's left.
Then he will go ahead. Maggie will ride all the way and around and flank the back. And as he
Nice.
curls around the corner, and as he and Maggie curl around the corner, he'll just take 1 and just try to get it right into, like, across the back. With his
Nice.
sword.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good.
That is a 19 to hit.
19. That hits.
Does this thing look like it's doing poorly?
It's doing better than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. All right. Cool. Sounds good. All right. 11. Anything else, Sunny? I think you've effectively used all parts of the action economy.
Yeah, and yeah, it worked out okay.
Okay.
It did turn out.
Alrighty. So with that, we move on to Marcus. He's going to ride around here, right next to you, and you can see that both of you are at about a similar height. And he's going to reach over towards you, sort of grabbing onto your arm, or grabbing onto your shoulder, and he says, "You're looking a little worse for wear there, friend." And he's going to use his healing touch ability. As you're finally, like, as you look over, as you have this small moment with him, you can see that his eyes have this, like, sort of dull gold glow to them, as you've seen this before, where you can recognize that he's an ASMR. So you're going to get some hit points back there, Sunny.
Hell yeah.
Looking at 15 hit points returned.
Ooh.
However, that is his, I believe that might be his action. So yeah, that is his action. So that is all he can do. But healing is important, so no problem. All right, Carasilla.
Okay, there's still Super, another brute around, and Cecily is just over by that rock alone, and I know she's on low, so we gotta just join in, hopefully get in between anything that happens there, and just pump in a little bit more healing.
Aw. Woo! Woof!
Ooh, a little.
Ooh.
That's a lot of healing.
Slots because I've been too used to playing Twig.
Damn.
So yeah,
Hell yeah,
I haven't
dude.
used any of those yet.
I am healed.
Nice.
You're welcome.
All right. So then, with that, Carasilla, we move on from your turn to Bianca. Bianca, you are still prone on the ground, but this brute seems to be the only one that is left.
Well, she's gonna stand up and do two shots this time into him and 1 swing. So mixing it up. We're not doing the exact same
And you
thing.
get a flanking bonus.
Yep.
And a flanking bonus.
Get that extra D6.
All right. So for the swing, 17, and then do I add anything to that or just the damage? I mean, I assume a 17 hits.
Yeah, 17 does hit. Yeah. So the D6,
but-
the D6 is added to the attack, not the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So damage is.
Damage.
Man, I am so. It's 6 plus a d6. Let's roll that right now. Keep rolling.
Oh,
So
no.
low.
Oh.
It's fine. 7. But now we're doing Deadeye. Deadeye's been more successful with damage, so I don't know what it is. All right. 19 to hit.
That hits.
And then a nat 20.
Nice. Woo.
All right. So full damage is 16 plus 5. So that's what, 21? Okay. So then roll extra. So 21 plus 13 for the nat 20 damage. So that's,
34.
yeah, 34. And then the Rego one, 16 damage.
Nice. Okay, with that, Bianca, 16 points of damage. The creature's just sort of flailing, getting ready to bring up the claws and slam them down on you one more time. As you just sort of like roll out of the way into a stand, you make 1-2 slash, and then as the creature is like coming down towards you with both of these massive crab claws, you just sort of duck and dodge under the way and pull out Deadeye and just jam it underneath its jaw and just boom, bang, as the back of the head just explodes as the hybrid brute falls to the ground, dead. And all of the threats have effectively been neutralized. After a few moments, you anticipate the other creature returning, but it does not. So with that, we'll go ahead and exit combat. The rain and thunder returns to you as a prevalent noise, no longer focusing on the heat of the battle. As now you stand there with 4 dead creatures of varying sizes and odd scientific experimentation. And then on top of that, a knight in golden armor sits atop a white horse in front of you. So, with that, I ask, what are you doing?
First, after everything just kind of dies down, Bianca will go up to Marcus. Thank you. Hello? We were just out here adventuring and ran into these creatures. Are you familiar with any of this? And nice to meet you. Who are you?
Yes, of course. I'm very sorry for the hasty introduction. As I had said before, I promise you I am a friend. My name is Marcus Elhasa.
Marcus Elvasa, sorry. That's my bad.
Marcus Elvasa. You see, I come from a group known as the Company of the Golden Heart. I am a knight protector of that organization. It has been my life's work to find things like this and to root them out, sources of unnatural magic and corruption. And very clearly, I have found it. Several months ago, my order was informed of such strange creatures near the city of Richka. So they sent me to do some preliminary investigating. And upon my arrival, well, not only am I greeted with creatures like these, but also with seemingly well-armed adventurers, as you called yourselves. Now, I have just arrived here, and I'm not sure what exactly your purpose is here. You're fighting the creatures, which is good to me, but I wouldn't, I would hope that your purpose here is not nefarious or, well, selfish. Are you trying to do good, trying to solve a problem, or just looking for a room to loot?
We actually came out here looking for something that was stolen from a person or a few people from Richka, and we noticed some of the strange stuff you were talking about. We had heard the rumors, but we didn't know much or even if they were founded on anything, and we didn't find what was stolen, but these creatures found us.
So then this is your first interaction with anything like this?
Yeah, at least anything like these, for sure.
Hopefully our last. Those things are fucking ugly.
He kind of
Terrifying.
laughs at that a little bit.
You're right. They are not the most attractive creatures. So then, are any of you from this region of the world? Do you know anything of these creatures?
Honestly, I know I'd love to know more. I'm from Belka, but not down here, not in the Old Kingdom.
Well, I have lived here most of my life. And this has been something that has become more prevalent over the past year or so. Creatures like these. But as far as you're aware, this is your first interaction, you said?
Yeah, she's gonna like rack her brain, but we've never seen anything like this, right, Joe?
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, no. This is very strange to us. And we've traveled, like I said, so this is out there.
We've seen a lot of weird things, but this just might take the cake.
I will also add, if we are wanting to pick each other's brain on to what exactly these things are, might be better to do it at least on the move or perhaps later. The reason why we were out here is that what was stolen was a delivery that was meant for one of the clans near the rocks, and given that it is stolen, an attack on Reachker is imminent. And I worry that if we don't make our move now, we'll be able to solve anything there.
That's true. Him being a paladin, can I vibe check how he would feel about that situation if he would come help?
Yeah, well, make an insight check real quick, honestly.
Okay, because I know he came here for the fish, but like, if we could steal him for that might be nice.
No, he came here for the fish.
Hey, man.
I got a 14.
My
13?
side quest is your side quest. Let's try it.
So he, you can see that he is listening to what you're saying, but he keeps looking around the area at the lake and towards the creatures' corpses, and he says, So he seems like he would want to help, but it definitely seems like this is a bigger deal for him right now. And he says,
The clans, then you say? The rocks, I believe, are the ones who currently hold jurisdiction over Richka, correct?
That's perfect.
You're right, if we are to go anywhere, we should be on the move, but I must inform you of it's key information, as it may affect your decision. These creatures, this is not the first place that they have been seen, nor the first place they have attacked. Closer to the mountains, they have been much more aggressive. Specifically, there is a divine creature that exists within the mountains near an abandoned keep. The creature we name our order after, the Golden Heart. We have received intel that they wish to take this creature as well as any other magical beasts in the area, to use in any gestures at the corpse. Creatures like these. In fact, one of the things we've discovered is that these creatures, and you see him kind of go over to the brute, and you can see the stitch marks around the neck and chest area as he lifts up the head of one and a flyer, and you can see that the scales and pieces of jutting out flesh and spikes, none of these creatures look the same. They all look like different individuals, where these creatures aren't made from nothing. There has to be a template or a base that they're built on top of. And he gestures towards it and says, closer and closer to the mountains. More and more people are disappearing. Every single day. 5 or 6 people here. Maybe 12 on a Friday night. The population is thinning. And more of these creatures keep appearing. Those who follow our order are strong. There is no doubt in my mind about that, but we are few in number. Very few cling to the old ways, as I see. And he gestures towards you, Sunni, as I see you do. I do feel bad for the people of Richka. Their plight is one I understand. But what is best for the greater good is me getting to the bottom of where these creatures came from and what they're trying to do here.
This also might help us with our decision, but you said you've lived in this area your whole life, so you're pretty familiar how the clans work and keep order, right?
Correct.
I'm wondering, when a payment isn't being made, what is normally their retaliation? I'm wondering if we have our information completely accurate by what we're expecting to happen.
You said it is the rocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason they gained that name is because the humans do not lead. There is a massive bird that lives in the southern mountains. That is the leader of that group. I'm assuming that what will happen if the supplies are not given to them is their leader will send some of their children to terrorize the city, spark fear as a punishment. I'm sure undoubtedly people will die. But the clans thrive off of fear and large numbers. The town won't be decimated, I can tell you that much. But if this is their first missed payment with the rocks, maybe, thank you, 9 or 10 at the most. It's not perfect, but as I said, you have to understand that this is the way things work in the Old Kingdom ever since the collapse. These creatures are new. If you wish to help the people of Richka, I will not stop you. But I don't know if I can allow myself to leave this stone unturned.
With a bit of a clenched jaw of what he was saying, but Chris is just gonna say, and so dealing with these fish things then is more time sensitive than we may realize then? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, why not do both? Help the town and then come back here and find what we need.
Perhaps it is not time sensitive. But there are so many more unknown variables. I know that the rocks will kill 9 or 10 people in the town of Richka. The people will mourn. They will grieve, but they'll move on eventually. These creatures, so little is known about them. Who created them, where they came from, what they're doing. Aside from taking people and creating these things, so little is known. It might not be time sensitive, but I don't know if I want to find out.
Do you think there's any way of convincing them that there's a bigger enemy here? Because that package we were supposed to come look for, it was pretty obvious these people got to it first. I mean, if we're able to reason with them, stop the attack from happening at all, that's gotta be worth it, but...
I can tell you the bird is the most intelligent of all the clan leaders, which, all things considered, is very funny considering the other two are human, who lead the other two clans. The bird will listen to reason, the rock will. But if that attack is supposed to happen tonight, I don't know if there is anything that can be done for them. If you wish to go back to Richka and defend that town, I don't blame you. But I will continue my mission here. And perhaps when you return, we can reconvene and I can let you know what I learned.
Cecily will turn to the group and say, I feel like if we go there, we're just going to end up in the middle of the fight, and then the chance to reason is going to be gone. So, I'll take the lead of whatever we all want to do, but I feel like we'll just be making one more enemy.
I just don't feel right about knowing people are gonna die and not do anything about it.
I also feel weird about it, knowing... How close is Marcus while we're talking about this?
He's 10 feet away. Like he's like right next to you. Because he was just talking to you.
Yeah, I didn't
said my
move
line,
us.
and then I was like, She'll catch herself and say, my dad is coming still in the morning. My mom and dad. And what will they be walking into? My dad's pretty capable. We could warn them if we decide not to go. I think I would feel awful not telling them anything, especially if this takes longer than we expect.
What about Suna?
Oh my gosh, Suna.
Well,
I mean,
that settles that.
One
Sounds
of
like we
us
have to go
could
back.
ride in and pick her up if we decide not all to go.
Well,
We're going just back for Suna. I don't think that's exactly the move we want to make. If we go back, it's for all of them. And I think we owe it to the people there, no matter their own problems, to at least try and help out. We don't know if this is time sensitive. And if there is anything that we missed by being here and you, Marcus, wish to stay behind, then anything that would potentially be missed would be seen by you. But making the decision to just let this town fall just because it was meant to be, that's not the kind of decisions we make.
I think we should go back for Suna, Mimir. We did kind of make a promise before we left to even though, yes, this could be time sensitive, we don't know that for sure. But we know for sure Richka is.
Well, I'm convinced.
Very well. And please understand, I have no hard feelings for any of you. You're making a valiant decision. No one can argue with that. Good luck. Fight well. Before you go, is there anything you can tell me about what you found here so far?
We learned a little bit. Bianca will start to fill him in, and then I know Cecily and Carasilla learned quite a bit too. So we can just kind of fill him in about whatever we found from last week.
You purposely don't omit anything? That's kind of what we can just say you did. I just want to make sure you're not leaving anything out.
Would there be any reason to omit anything, guys?
I mean, the seal.
Why would we omit the seal?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can fucking trust this guy.
That's like the only like hardcore piece of information we have. I feel. I mean, not hardcore.
Well, we have the primordial writing, which I think
Mm-hmm.
Cecily would totally show him. The only thing I think we shouldn't is the evidence that Wicker was here. But everything related to the fish people, I feel like there's no problem.
Fair enough.
Letting them know.
Yeah, he hasn't even said anything about the Dark One, so I feel like if we, like, you know, open that can of worms and he's like, Dark what? And we're like, oh, no, don't worry about it.
Wait, who?
I want to never open the Dark One can unless somebody else brings it up.
Yeah,
so
if he was like, and I bet you guys don't know the Dark One, and we're like, bitch, try us, then but
yeah,
Okay.
Cecily will show him all of the relevant information, just not the little pieces of evidence that Wicker was around.
Okay.
Because yeah,
Gotcha. All right, cool. So you let him know, and he says, "Thank you for letting me know. I'll investigate, see what I can find, and when all of you eventually return, if I'm out here again, I'll have been finished. But if I'm not out here by the time you return, I may still be. I may have moved on elsewhere, wherever the evidence pulls me. I hope our paths do cross again."
we'll have a
Regardless, I
way
have
of
a way of
checking in
talking.
with you.
Yes.
Sorry.
I do suggest staying safe. One of those bigger ones went back into the water, so who knows if it or others are still around.
Very true. It seems as though all of you are in a fair bit of a rush to get back, then. This was given to me before I left, just in case I was in a situation where I needed to help a group of people, and now seems like a good time to do that.
And you can see him reach into one of the saddlebags, pulling out a scroll, unraveling it, murmuring some divine words, and he's going to cast, use a spell scroll or mass cure wounds.
oh hell yeah!
We love that.
Just to get you guys in a good position. So 7, 8, 15. So that's going to be 20 hit points back to everybody.
Yay!
I'm
Thanks,
at
Marcus.
full.
You said 20?
20, yeah.
Hell yeah. 0 to max, baby.
Oh wait, I think my thing counts for this where he can re-roll and I'll take the higher.
Oh,
For
okay.
my feature thing.
Yeah, so it was a 7, a 7, and a 1. So let me see what we're getting here. Where's my other D8? There it is. Ah! D8! Oh no. We lost one. Okay.
Oh no.
7, 8, and 7. Okay, so yeah, then Bianca, you would take 14. Oh wow, that's a lot more. So 14, 22, 27.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you kindly, sir. Yeah, that was much better.
Yeah, it was.
Now I'm at 70 instead of 60.
So with that, he'll use the spell scroll to cast that. And taking the information you have, you can see he does take off some of the pieces of armor that he does have just for a little bit more mobility, and is going to start scouting the perimeter just to see if there was anything else that may have been missed. You see him take out a few arcane tools, investigating a few things, scraping up some materials from the creatures, putting those in small vials. Even though he's a paladin, you can see that there's like this like forensic level intelligence to him as well, as he's just collecting information that he can report back to his order.
Nice. Smart bean.
So with that, all of you head back to Richka, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, as the rain is still pouring down, you make the journey back towards Richka. It is, like I said, about an hour and a half on horseback, and you get there. Let's see, at about, so you got there at about 6, so you'd be getting back at about 7:45, 7:50. So right as the sun is just about to entirely set and night is about to come. So with that, as all of you ride back to Richka, eventually returning to the town, rain still pouring down. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break right there. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good break point. Okay.
Break.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said wait. My bad.
I said break.
Break.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So with that, break. So thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back in 5-ish minutes, and we'll see you then. Okay. We're back. All right. So with that, we're going to dive right back into our session. Our group of adventurers had found themselves at an impasse, a fork in the road, so to say. They had a choice between continuing on with their exploration of this odd hidden area north of Richka, a lake, sizable, that seemed to have something underneath it. These plates of stone and metal, a golden symbol embedded into it, a divide between the pieces, strange pulling towards the bottom, leading all of you to believe that there's something underneath. You're informed by a fast ally of the group, Marcus, that these creatures have been coming up more and more and more frequently in the past year. Not only that, but they have been stealing people in the night, apparently. Now, your first option is to go down and to investigate whatever is underneath this lake and try and figure out the situation happening with these grafted, experimented on creatures. But instead, you decide to go with the more immediately perilous option, which is returning to the city of Richka. Returning to the city of Richka. Sorry, Kayla is just like tearing down a wall behind me right now. You decide to return to the city of Richka, racism towards tieflings and all, and you decide to help these people. You are the better people in this scenario, because just as far as you've been able to tell from how they've treated you, you're pretty confident that most people, aside from maybe Eliana, wouldn't do the same. So you make your way back. You decide to help the people of Richka when the Rock Clansmen eventually do come back. So that's right where we're going to pick up. You eventually ride back into the city, rain still pouring down, and you've returned. You can see there are people that are currently taking like wooden boards and boarding up their windows, shutting themselves up inside as the night is getting closer and closer and closer. So with that, as you return, where are you going?
Well, I assume we should probably get Suna and start to talk about a plan. But there is one thing Bianca would like to do maybe before the Rock people get here.
Mm-hmm.
And is it, you said it's approaching night, or it is like just beginning night or something?
It is approaching night. So the sun would have just set maybe 15, 20 minutes before you arrived. So you're right at like, what is that, twilight?
Yeah. Because speaking of ghosts, Bianca wants to see if there are any hanging out here for answers. So I guess unless someone else has something that they'd like to do, as we like kind of get into town, she'll just kind of tell everybody, before we meet back up with Suna, I would like just to kind of see if there are any spirits, you know, walking around. You said that there was a lot of corruption. We've heard a lot about this past, and I want to, I guess, just see what's there, what's hanging around and hasn't moved on yet.
Okay. Alrighty, yeah. So you take the time to light the lantern and hold it up above you as the rain is pouring down, and you can see there are several souls that seem to have not moved on yet, that are just kind of stuck in this area. As you look upon them, you can see that they have been cut up, eviscerated. Even their souls seem to be carrying the damage that they took in life. Most of them, as you move towards them, Bianca, as you're walking through the city, you can see most of the spirits sort of cower away from you in fear. And breaking through that divine barrier, you are able to hear something. As you hear them say,
Fear the blood of Damaris. Fear the blood.
as they just sort of cower and make their way through walls or away from you, trying to avoid you. However, it does seem that there is one person in particular who is not cowering away. Dwarvish man, very old. You can tell even through the spectral lens, the peering between existence into the ethereal plane. Older, terribly wrinkled skin, scars across his face, long beard. That is just staring you down. No fear is in this man's eyes.
Is anger in his eyes?
It's something. It looks pretty close to anger, yeah.
Well, he's a ghost. But ghosts can hurt you, so she'll still cautiously approach him.
Mm-hmm.
You're not afraid?
So are you casting Speak with Dead?
Oh, yes, I have to actually cast something. Oh my god. Haven't done it. Yes, I would like to do that. So I get 5 questions, right?
I think so. I think it's 5.
That's
yeah,
what
I
I
think when it
remember.
was Lila, it was 5.
Yeah, so it'd be 5 then. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, she'll cast Speak with Dead, and that will be her first question, because I have nothing prepared.
All right. So with that, as you cast Speak with Dead, you can feel the world around you grow quiet. As in this moment, it is just you and this man.
You dare step in these lands again.
Sorry, I was writing that down.
You good?
I'll then say, I have never been here before. Who are you?
You can see that the world around you growing tighter and tighter as the connection with the man grows stronger. The spell finally taking a full hold. As he says,
You have been here before. You know who I am. I'm one of yours. One of your people. Ivana. But no more a queen to me.
and you can see he just spits on the ground next to you.
Okay, so he thinks I'm...
Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three more questions.
Yeah. Ooh, trying to think. All right. I'm not Ivana. I'm her granddaughter. What can I do to right this wrong?
To right this wrong. Return my children to me, my wife. Their souls taken by the fiend spawn you brought upon our lands. souls stolen, taken to fuel hellish devices. You bring them back to me. And then, perhaps, you'll receive some penance. Forgiveness never. But perhaps those of a higher power will look more kindly on you.
I don't have the power to bring them back, but I have the power to bring you to them. If you will let me, kind of trying to show the lamp that she is connected to the Raven Queen. I plan to right the wrongs, and I want to bring you back to your family, to rest with them.
Bianca, I'd like you to make a religion check, invoking the name of the Raven Queen.
Okay, I'm gonna use my DM inspiration you just gave me. It was a 7.
Oh, yeah.
A 10. Not that
10.
much better at all.
You want to give me freedom? Well, that's a new idea for you, isn't it? Freedom now. But when it came to saving your dear young boy, what were we, sheep for the slaughter? We couldn't have our freedom then, could we? No. No, I don't want your Raven Queen. And I don't want anything to do with you. All I want is for you to suffer. For you to know the pain you caused me. That's all I want for you. That is all you deserve.
And with that, you can see the ghost begin to move towards you. And Bianca, what I need from you is I need you to make a saving throw for me. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
If you're within however many feet of me, you get a bonus.
Am I technically?
Yeah, they just
in
can't.
this-
Yeah, it's just, you've just kind of tuned into this world. Your friends are still around you. They just can't hear anything that you're doing, aside from the questions you're asking aloud.
So you get a +4.
I get a +4. 14.
That is just a success. As you reject the possession of the ghost, it makes its way into your spirit, and you can feel it sort of overcoming, and you can feel it like grab for your sword, and you can feel it pull it out of the halberd, and all of you can see Bianca grab for her sword and begin moving it up. But luckily, Bianca, you push back against the spirit, ejecting it out of your body as the spirit is pushed back and says one last thing.
You may be strong enough to resist me, but the ancestors in your halls, they will never forgive you for what you did. Never.
You can see after that. Right, I believe that was your last question.
I think so. I kind of lost track.
Well, we'll say that. Please.
I think it was. I stopped writing it down is what I want to say, but I think that was 5.
So with that, as the spell begins to fade, the sounds of rain and thunder returning to you. You tune out of that world as you see that dwarvish man begin to fade away, left with those words lingering over you. So the spell ends.
She'll just kind of breathe heavy for a moment. And then kind of just go back to her horse, getting ready to lead it back. She's not really saying much to anybody. She's a little disturbed.
Alrighty. So all of you see Bianca return. She is definitely a little worse for wear in the moment. You can see that wearing down on her. But she returns. Sword returned to its scabbard. So then, with that, unless anybody says anything to her, where are you guys headed?
I will say.
Oh, that was weird.
That was weird.
Don't love. Get out. No. Fuck. I'm sorry.
Get out. Fuck.
Okay, I will say, just as Bianca's had that whole thing, don't want to open that can of worms yet. So Carousel will just kind of give like a bit of a nod, like I see that, like, you know, something's happened. But you know, obviously she wouldn't want to talk about it right now, and it's really not the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine just as they're getting back in, obviously people are trying to board themselves up. Would want to try and just quickly touch base with Ross to just be like, yes, we are here, we have a kind of plan. And really just try and help people with their preparations and await them coming.
Okay. So you do just that. You aid the people in the best way that you can, helping them board things up, helping them get things ready to defend. And eventually the night comes. I will say there's probably going to be about an hour, maybe two, before anything happens. So is there anything anybody wants to do in preparation specifically, or are you just kind of like, when they show up, they show up?
Does Suna have that charm thing ready?
Do you mean the
disguise thing?
Oh yeah, no, she would have,
or whatever it was.
yeah, she would have been able to get that done in the time that you were gone.
Okay, so Bianca then would touch base with Suna about that, and I guess she could use that then to kind of be there with you guys. So she's not just like hiding away. She doesn't have to be a talker, because I feel like that should be left to Carousel. But she can just not have to be away. And yeah, I can use that then. How long does that last for? Yeah, like how does that work?
So she has two different ones. She has one coin of Disguise Self and one coin of Alter Self. So Disguise Self will last for 8 hours, and Alter Self will last for 1 hour. Now, Alter Self is a physical alteration of your form that is temporary, and Disguise Self is only an illusion.
Okay. I think for this, Alter Self would probably be more helpful, and it's going to be a shorter period of time anyway. Yeah, so we'll opt for Alter Self coin this time.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good to me. So you receive your 2 coins. You activate the Alter Self one as soon as night gets closer. What does Bianca's altered self look like?
She looks like a half drow, because that's what she is.
Okay.
So she just is herself without all of the. She's just not. She has white hair, darker skin, not purple, and no tail or horns.
Okay.
And the eyes look. No, the eyes are. Yep. Those are already drow eyes.
Those would be drow eyes, yeah. So the deep red eyes, your skin is more of a, being the half drow, it would be more of a lighter gray as opposed to like a darker charcoal. The longer white hair, deep red eyes, but other than that, no horns, no tail. And all of you see a very human looking Bianca. Humanoid looking. Well, Non-tiefling. Tieflings are still humanoids. So,
She
all of
will
you
look
see,
in the
yeah.
mirror, yeah, and just kind of like touch where the horns used to be and everything, and just have kind of like a little bit of a moment where she really looks like her family, and then kind of join everybody else for whatever they have planned.
Bianca, there is a moment while you cast a spell and just sort of look in the mirror and just staring, looking at yourself, the difference, you know. You think about all the times when you had been treated poorly, whether it be in Richka or back home in Belka. And there is a brief moment where you hear,
I could change that for you, if you'd like.
She's gonna turn around.
no one's there.
Did that
You hear
sound familiar?
a tap on the mirror.
She'll turn back to the mirror.
You turn back to the mirror. It's no longer a reflection of you, but a man. Slender and lithe. Golden skin and purple eyes. Wearing overlapping robes of velvet and black, trimmed in purple. A man you would recognize as Emeriel. Cecily's teacher, but different. Very different than when you saw him before.
You wish to be different, don't you?
I don't know, really. I used to a lot, but I don't know. But wait, how are you? Where are you?
Currently, in a small pocket dimension. A home away from home for me. A place where I can feel safe. We all need something like that. You have your friends. I have this.
Is Sigrun not with you?
No. No. Sigrun is unable to enter the pocket dimension. It's a last line of safety for me. In case anyone decides to try to stab me in the back. Can never be too careful when you're paper thin. What is it I used to say? A stray arrow on a battlefield?
Why are you reaching out to me right now? Why haven't you reached out to Cecily?
There's something blocking my connection to her, preventing me from communicating. I believe it's something to do with the Dark One. But I could feel something from an ally. This feeling of yearning. And I decided to reach out. I saw the way you were looking at yourself. Through the power I have, anything is possible. You've done a great deal of service for the light, for the children of the flame. For me, I'd love to be able to help.
Joe, I'm doing the squinty eyes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bianca's also doing the squinty eyes, maybe not as aggressively as I am. Trying to read this guy in the mirror.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. All right. Now, my low rolls continue. That's a 2.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, Bianca, he's being genuine. It's just not the Emerald that you had interacted with. Whether it be
I
in...
can tell it's not that Emerald.
I mean, physically,
Okay.
it's the same. It's just that the clothing he's wearing is different, and his demeanor is different. The other Emerald was, granted in that moment, a little more frantic because of the things that were going on, but any other time he was friendly, but not snake-like. That's kind of the... But you're not sure if that's just gained confidence from finally being able to communicate with a friend, or something else entirely.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. So you want to help me look different? That's a help you feel like you can give? I feel like that's... I don't know. It's a little strange that that's the thing that you're connected with, because there's lots of help in general I feel like we could have used. Did you know Cecily died at one point?
She did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. My goodness. As I said, I knew something was blocking my connection, but I never would have thought that something like that could have happened to her. Always with my students, something always happens to them.
She's all right now, but...
That's what I was just about to ask. She's all right now? Good. Good.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry, I'm just a little thrown off. We've never... you've never reached out to me before this. It's just a little surprising.
Of course, believe me, I'm surprised too. I've always admired your skill, Bianca, but there's very little up until this point I could have given you. But, as I said, I felt that connection, that yearning. And I thought, well, perhaps finally those people that I'd been cut off from I could communicate with. And believe you me, I'm as surprised as you are. Apologize for my rude introduction. I should have led with a hello first. But I saw the way you looked at yourself. It doesn't take much. I'll never force any of my magic upon anyone, but should you want it to be permanent, all you need to do is ask. Imagine it. Freedom. Freedom from Issen. Freedom from a afterlife of torment, damnation in the 9 hells. Some devil's plaything. It's horrible.
You would be able to do that? Why didn't you offer that before?
Some tieflings come to terms with who they are. It becomes a part of who they are. I'd never seen that look on you before.
I have come to terms with it. It was just interesting. It was just interesting. Joe, did we ever talk to him about Issen? And everyone else help us out, if you can remember.
You do know that Freya stopped Issen the first time, and Emeriel did say that he would go talk to Freya because of her connection to Sigurd about things. So I don't believe you all ever told him, but there is a chance that he could have found out through Freya if they went there and talked to her with Sigurd. So there was
We're going to use that as the follow-up. How long did you know about Issen? Because we never really had the chance to talk about that.
I believe it would have been shortly after everything that happened in Tyr's temple. After that, I lost communication of all of you. That was when the signal was cut. Part of me wonders what happened. With how close I am to the weave. It seems as though something's been changed.
Like
Something. Like something was stolen. And then put back. A memory that just doesn't quite click. Well, you know, I think that if you're suspicious of me, I understand. Look at me. Purple and black, trapped in a mirror. Sometimes I let the theatrics get the better of me.
You seem a little different, and I'm still unsure why you haven't asked me to go get Cecily. She's not far. And I appreciate your offer, but I do have to admit, I'm a bit nervous to take anything from really powerful people or beings.
Very well. Very well. I respect your decision. And I hope that you can find a way to sever the tie on your own. Just be wary, though. There's no telling when Issen may strike.
How would you lift this?
It's quite simple, really. What happened is that someone in your bloodline made a deal with Issen. They bargained for something. They received it at the cost of your humanity. So all I do with my connection to the weave and the mastery I have of it, I simply reach my hands in. I reconnect the threads that were severed and cut away the excess. When you get to where I'm at, very few things can stop you. But as I said, there are still some things. But this power Isin has over you, it wouldn't be the first devil's contract I've broken.
I don't want to say no, but I also don't feel right saying yes. For some reason. But is there a way you can help us right now with a more immediate issue?
And what issue is that?
This town's about to be attacked. We just need to keep them from being attacked. We're going to try talking to the clan, but there's nothing saying that we're going to be able to really persuade them. Do you have any capability of changing their mind?
Over several mountain-dwelling, bird-worshipping humanoids. The only solutions I can offer are drastic. If you'd like, I can provide you with a spell scroll that can and should stop someone in their tracks. Should they seem to not see reason. Or maybe some monstrous creature terrorizing the town. It'll take care of it in a moment's notice.
When you say stop in its tracks or take care of, in what way? I would just like you to be a little bit more specific here.
It would kill it. But those individuals, and where you are, I'm sure they don't see reason like you and I would. They live by a code of strength and fear. Prove you're stronger. And then they'll listen.
Okay. I think that would be potentially useful, even if we don't run into that issue right now. Nothing saying we won't run into something that needs to be, as you would put it, stopped in its tracks in another situation.
Well, very well then. And you can see him sort of between his hands, wisps of magic come together as he pulls, looks to be a small scroll. And he, behind the glass of the mirror, holds it out for you to take.
I guess I reach to the mirror, into the mirror?
You do. Your hand
reaches into the mirror, grabs the spell scroll, and pulls it out.
I've added the necessary enchantments to make it easy enough for Cecily to cast, even though it's much further along than anything she knows. Tell her to be careful, not to aim it at the wrong people.
Okay. I'm not saying no to your offer yet. I just don't feel ready to say yes.
That's quite all right. Just one final thing, Bianca, before you go. This communication we have. Whenever this happens, I can only communicate with one person at a time. I'm linked to your mind in a way that you can easily comprehend. And I can tell you that something or someone, the Dark One, I suppose, is blocking my connection to Cecily. So tell her that I wish her well, and I hope her studies have continued on as well as they can, and that I'm very glad that she's alive. She has so much more that she can do with her time on this plane of existence. She could make a real difference.
I'll tell her.
Thank you. Goodbye, Bianca, and good luck.
Thank you.
With that, as you blink, the mirror's back to normal and you're staring at regular Bianca. No tiefling.
She's gonna go find everyone.
Okay.
And tell everyone what just happened. Also, you're playing 7D chess, Joe. I'm trying really hard to figure out this dude.
Yeah.
Not
I
doing
was-
a great job of it.
It was strange. One thing that you did notice is that at a certain point in the conversation, the initial conversation seemed very distant and cold. His voice in your head seemed larger than life, echoing in your head. But eventually, after a small portion of time, it did normalize. It's all that means is that I did the voice mod thing on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear. Okay.
I was like, but then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
What
no.
does that mean?
There's nothing
Oh,
that
yeah.
all that means is that the voice mod thing was on purpose. I just wanted that to be clear.
Okay, yeah, that I noticed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, she'll go. I don't know if everyone else is like gathered in one room or something. Hopefully it's a private room. Or Bianca will bring everyone to one private room, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what was everyone else doing?
Not much. Probably just getting fish guts off her clothes before more guts get on them tonight.
Suni was trying to use that little magical flying dragon thing that Suna gave him and snap it to try to hit Cecily.
Yeah, we're being very productive while you're having the worst night of your life.
I mean, everyone's kind of set up in the town. Carousel would have just found a space probably near where the two kids are. And
That's fair.
would just be sitting there, just kind of like planning what's gonna, I guess, happen. But yeah, just droning along on the hurdy-gurdy.
Okay, well, I guess you guys maybe are downstairs. Bianca will like wave you guys upstairs, like, get up here. Oh wait, this is Bianca. Hi,
Oh.
get up here.
Okay. Nice look. And she'll start up.
And then once everyone's gathered in a private room, she'll just say everything that happened. And give Cecily the scroll and kind of finish it off with, I don't know what was going on in that conversation. I felt something different from him. I wish you were there, Cecily, because you knew him better. I just couldn't tell what was off. But he didn't do anything too outlandish, I guess. And he said that he's glad you're okay and that he's glad you're still practicing and knows that you are capable of doing this spell.
He just be listening wide-eyed the whole time. Probably look down to the ground and sort of shake her head a bit. You think it's because we went back in time? Did that mess something up? I mean, I don't know how to explain it like he does, but he knows a lot about time, and maybe after we went back, and maybe when I died, I don't know, maybe something snapped.
Maybe, but the weirdest thing is, if he has all this power in the weave, I just don't understand. I don't understand why he's having a limitation. And I don't understand in previous instances why he wouldn't have tried to communicate with us in this way. I guess it felt kind of random for him to reach out about something that ultimately, after everything that's been going on, it just seemed weird, Like, we've had, not that I'm saying it's nothing, it matters a lot to me, but just everything that's been going, it felt weird. Did anyone else feel weird by what am I the only one that thinks this is strange?
No, I don't trust it.
I will also say that if it's perhaps something that's blocking him reaching out, could always try casting sending to him. Perhaps not now, but after tonight.
Yeah.
Did he say anything that seemed like something that the one we know shouldn't have known? I don't know, it smells fishy, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not anything, he didn't say anything that he shouldn't have known. But he wasn't acting, not like completely different, but just not the same. But I really couldn't figure out if there was any sort of ulterior motive, or if he's just changed, or if it's confidence, or yeah.
Also, just wait. We've heard about the fact that there are multiple emeralds, right?
Yeah. That was something. That was what his breakdown was about.
Oh
yeah. Okay, just confirming I don't have my wires crossed.
I thought that was only Isle's knowledge.
No, that's why Snee asked, is because I remember him saying the thing.
Yeah. We at least know that he is like a simulacrum of a simulacrum of a simulacrum.
Yeah.
I remember that coming
Oh
up.
damn!
And that's why he made the stray arrow comment.
Yeah.
I need to separate in my brain better. Well, that's I separated too much.
Yeah, you created too many walls.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because like you didn't bring it up at all, and so I was just like, wait, am I just making this up? Like, do we not actually know this?
I didn't think Bianca knew that. I, for some reason, because I was like, well, Isles knows that our Emerald's not here right now, so I know that. So I was trying to not be too meta. I was like, okay, dumb down, you know nothing. So, oopsie daisy. Oh well, but still, yeah. I guess going based off that, we're all gonna be like, smells like the bad one.
Yeah, is there any way we can do like an Arcana check or something on the scroll just to kind of see that it is what he said it was?
Yeah. Whoever wants to, or if two people
Well-
want to work together.
Yeah, I mean, now that this conversation has mostly happened, Cecily will definitely slowly open it and see if she recognizes anything in the contents. I mean, she doesn't really, like, read, but, vibes. Can she vibe the scroll?
Yes, it is. I mean, so go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Gotcha.
Can I also make this?
Yeah, sure.
I will allow her to help since I have a +0.
That's a dirty 20 on my part, so that's what I was thinking. I'm just like, I don't think Cecily would have good Arcana. That doesn't seem right. So.
No, I got a natural 13 and an unnatural 13.
Okay. So the spell is not something that in Carasilla's studies that she would have ever come across. But with a dirty 20, I would say that she could understand the basics of what the spell does and get an idea for the requirements. So the key thing that you can gather is this is a 9th level spell.
Shit.
But there are runes all along the side that aid in the casting, so it can be cast by a 5th level caster. So somebody with up to 5th level spells can cast it. The spell itself is called Sever, where what you can gather from the contents of the scroll is that this spell, when targeting a creature, they make a saving throw of their choice. That is a mental saving throw, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. And if they fail, their thread that holds them to the weave is severed. It is one target. And it would be whatever DC the spellcaster is casting it.
And to be severed from the weave is just to cease existing in memory and shit as well, right?
You're not sure if the memory part, that's part of Balefire, specifically
no,
with...
just because, like, I remember during Carasel's little talk with the Dark One, he went on about, like, how easy it would be to snip, like, thread and, like, all that stuff about no one would remember you and all that.
Yeah, so it would just be...
kind of deal?
It would just be a distant feeling of, that was something at one point in time, maybe. But other than that, it would be a threat that doesn't exist anymore and an entity that doesn't exist anymore.
Jesus.
Well, that.
It's kind of like, do we want to use this here or later? Like,
Wow.
He said the thing, and I was like, I don't know if we're even gonna use this here. Like, that's.
Yeah. If Carasilla helps explain that to Cecily, because I imagine she got like some of that, but if Carasilla helps explain that, she is just gonna be like head in hands, like, holy shit, I should not be allowed to have this. Holy fuck.
certainly one hell of a spell, and Hopefully, we won't need it here. I also worry that it's not going to be a singular creature that comes to us. And so, I'm honestly a little skeptical on its complete usefulness.
Why would he give this to us?
I asked him for help with our situation right now, and this is the other red flag, orange, red. It's red. That he said he could give me something that would anyone, I guess, going against what we're asking, we'd be able to stop them in their tracks. And gave me this for Cecily to use.
This is a little more than stopping in someone's tracks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe shit is just more serious now. I don't know, but it really doesn't feel like him. I don't think so.
Maybe it really is a bad copy, whatever that means.
I don't want to say this to upset you, Cecily, but he didn't ask about you until I brought you up. I don't think it was the Emerald you knew.
At about that point, all of you begin to hear echoing throughout the town, even from inside. Dum, 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 dum. These large bells just beginning to clang against one another and ringing happening. From outside the window, you can hear people shouting, and eventually you hear this massive caw from a bird who knows how large, echoing throughout the town. And you begin to hear people yell. What do you do?
I can get out there, I guess.
Yeah, Cecily will tuck away the scroll and say, I'm not using this on a fucking bird. Let's go out there.
Bird annihilated. Cease to exist.
Okay. So, you head outside?
Yeah.
Okay. As you head outside, the sight that you are met with is something you did not expect to see. And Cecily, there might even be a small part of you that may change your mind when you see the bird that is out here. Soaring through the skies, the rain having no problem on it, with a wingspan of about 200 feet. Gargantuan. It flies over the city incredibly fast, swooping down, its massive talons gripping onto a household, a rooftop, and tearing the entire building off, dropping the debris further in the town. You can see a small brazier that is just sort of knocked over and begins to light aflame a smaller house. People running out, running around the rock, just continuing to make these loops around the city, dive bombing, grabbing onto people, lifting them up, and then dropping them down. So far, the death toll is maybe at 2 or 3. So as all of you exit out, you see this massive rock swooping around the city, incredibly fast speeds. Probably 120, 130 fly speed. What do you want to do? Right now, it's maybe 200 feet away.
What size is it?
It is gargantuan.
Okay.
So it is the largest size class a monster can be. Like I said, 200-foot wingspan. This thing is huge.
I don't know if I can work with that with my blood curse of binding. That's not the same one. Sorry, I'm reading it. Oh, creature is of any size. Yes, it can. Okay. If we can get me within, I think 30 feet, I can try and stop it. Reduce its speed to 0 and try and have Carousel talk to it. But I gotta get within 30 feet of it.
I mean, I could Dimension Door us onto it, but that seems very risky.
Oh, we should do
my
that.
god!
Can
That's the worst. I want to do it.
Can I hop? So you said it's moving at like 150
Roughly, yeah.
fly speed. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Maggie has a speed of 60. If I like try to dash with Bianca with Maggie and try to get as close as I can I get her within that distance if it's like making turns or something, or is it flying like away?
No, it's flying. So it's like dive bombing. So it's flying down for a very brief moment to grab something, tear it, and drop it. And then it flies back up maybe 150, 200 feet in the air. So like you would have to really be able to time when you're going in. So that way it's coming down right as soon as it's going to grab.
Well, Suni's gonna hop on Maggie and reach a hand out to pull Bianca up if she wants to climb up, and then like try to do that.
Well, Carousel, did you want to try your Dimension Door thing, or do we want to try this?
I feel like dimension dooring onto something that's moving at 150 feet per 6 seconds is a ridiculously bad idea.
Which
I'm also just like,
just so we can
moving like twice the speed you are as well, so I feel like there's also going to be problems there.
It's not dashing because it's still attacking. So it's using its actions to attack, not to dash.
So I
but were you saying it was moving at like 120 feet?
Yeah, and Suni was saying he would be dashing because Maggie's speed
Maggie
is
has
60.
60 feet. So she dashing with Maggie would get me to 120.
Yeah.
So do we want to do this? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, just so we're keeping in mind, this thing is huge. It's like the size of a commercial airline. Okay.
So if we halt it, it would fall.
Okay, but real quick, your curse of binding, does that have any restrictions to creature size?
No. Creature of any size.
Creature of any size. I checked that.
Okay.
And it would reduce its speed to 0.
Oh, and you'd have to amplify it. That's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was already planning on amplifying it, though.
Okay.
Do we want to try this?
Is there any other plan?
It's the one I got.
I won't have any reach for anything.
I honestly, as weird as talking to the rock sounds, I think we have a better chance of doing that than fighting it.
Okay, so Suni's gonna grab onto Bianca's arm and pull her up onto Maggie, and then just give a quick little horse kick and start trying to time it exactly right to get her where she.
Okay. So in the time that it took you to plan and come up with that, 4 more people have died, bringing the total death toll up to 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And there's a fire beginning to spread on the northeast corner of the city that's encapsulating more and more houses.
Ooh, okay. I am not involved in this talking plan, so perhaps I could transmute some spell attacks into cold damage and hang back a little bit and try to put out the fires.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I would say, Cecily, if that's what you want to do, no check necessary. You're able to minimize the fire spreading and help save a few people that may have been trapped in their houses.
Perf.
So we'll say the death toll, whatever it is at the end, Cecily, remember, -10, okay?
Nice.
Oh my god.
All right. So, 7 people have died so far. Cecily is able to save whoever dies in the fire, at least 10 people. We'll have to come back to that later. The rock, though, has killed 7 people so far. So with that, you begin dashing on Maggie, trying your best to be able to catch up to this rock. What I'd like you to do for me, Suni, I'd like you to make a check for me. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's do a let's do an athletics check for Maggie with advantage. So we'll just say that's a +4 modifier.
Okay.
Because the connection you have with Maggie, it's easy to inspire her to get her to do what she needs to do.
Okay. So 8.
18. Okay. Let's see. He's moving. Okay. All right. So in that time, you're able to begin turning around corners, using Maggie to sort of climb up houses that aren't destroyed or on fire yet. You're able to get pretty close the first time, but sadly, the rock, as it swoops down past you, it's just out of range. It's about 35 feet out of range. You were really close, but the rock, now seeing like a giant lizard climbing on a house, it became aware of that and is now trying a little bit more to avoid that danger. So swooping down, it's just out of reach. Go ahead and make another athletics check. Second time, see if you can catch up to it now.
Crit.
Oh, amazing. Okay, yeah, and that was that was an 18. So that does, you will be able to wrap around the buildings, and you can see that in that second swoop, the rock was able to kill 3 more people. So we're up to 10 total now. But with that, you're able to climb on top of the building. Bianca, you are just in range, maybe 15 feet, as the rock is swooping down between 2 buildings. As it's coming back up, you are just in range to hit it on top of this rooftop.
Okay, she'll get her short sword, take the cut, and try and amplify it, and try to blood curse. The rock needs to make a strength saving throw, so it's still work. DC 16. It's not the best odds. Roll low.
DC 16. And it gets a saving throw. It takes 3 damage too.
No, I take 3 damage.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't take any damage.
Okay.
This
all right.
is a me thing.
So DC 16. So
Yeah.
the rock is very strong. It's got +9.
Shit.
Okay. See what happens. Okay. I'm bad at math. What is that?
Low.
That's a 15. That's a 6 plus a 9.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So-
I didn't really think it was gonna work. We didn't
You-
have another plan.
As
So-
it's swooping up, it's maybe 20 feet up in the air. You reach out your hand, twisting and contorting. You can see the muscles and bones tense up and sort of crush together a bit as the rock loses all momentum, drops down onto the ground. 20 feet, it's going to take 2d8 bludgeoning damage from falling. That's 6 points of damage, -6. And you can see the rock crash into the ground as it just begins twisting and moving and contorting, unable to move. What are you doing?
This should have been a part of the plan. Maybe Carousel should Dimension Door over now to talk to the bird, because we got about a few seconds before it probably gets back up. It has because it will save again. I think it saves because it gets a save at the end of each of its turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dimension Door, or obviously we're following as obviously as close as we could, because it's swooping, so it's doing a lot of up and down and less side to side. So
I don't think
just run over that
Carousel wants to
timely.
get over here. I don't care. As long as Carousel gets over here to talk to it.
because I don't think Carousilla was.
Is.
I mean, I'd probably say maybe 300-400 feet, within range of Dimension Door.
Okay, well, Dimension Door then.
Okay. All right.
Magic
envelops you. You reappear right in front of the rock. It's still contorting, moving, unable to take off.
Okay, and so first, oh god, I don't know how many seconds I have. First of all, just in case. Actually, no, that shouldn't matter. Okay, going to Unsettling Words, so it has antibiotic. And then I'm a cast suggestion on the thing.
Nice.
Is there an intelligence requirement for suggestion?
I
thought you said the
don't
rock was
know.
smart.
The clan leader was.
Oh, this isn't the clan leader?
Marcus said that they might send one of their children.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
I can't see that there is. There's also a lot of words in suggestion, and I'm kind of panicking right now.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about needing a certain level of intelligence.
So a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. The rock does not speak any languages.
Shit.
Wait, okay. I should have done what I was... Because it is one of the children, so of course it wouldn't have been able to... Any chance? I don't know if this is a bitch move. Because this is what I was debating, because I have universal speech. Where things can magically understand me.
Let me read the exact thing here. At 6th level, you gain the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature. As an action, choose one or more creature within 60 feet. Your creature can magically understand you regardless of the language that they speak. I'll allow it. Yeah, it says any creature. So you're speaking bird. You're speaking avian.
I'm speaking bird. Well, I guess I'm still just speaking probably like common or some shit.
But it
just
understands you.
understand me.
Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay. So, yes, it's that, antibiotic, suggestion.
Okay, so after you do universal speech, because that is an action, at the end of its turn, it does get to save. So, right, action, that's the end of a turn, so on and so forth, just following the action economy here. So, it
I
can...
will also say the
Yeah.
antibiotic will still affect that save, just in case.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Roll the antibiotic for me.
This better be good.
Oh, you got really lucky. So, that was an 18 minus 4, 14.
Nice.
Okay, it fails. That's your first action. Suggestion.
Okay, well, before I do this suggestion, I'm giving it another antibiotic because I'm scared. That's all gone.
Okay.
So yeah, just a quick suggestion. Suggest you settle down and listen to what I have to say. I think perhaps this will be a wiser choice than you're currently going down. I see a lot of messages happening. Is something happening?
Just ignore it.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with you right now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't know if I was speaking and like nothing was going. Okay. But yes. So that's basically the suggestion for it to just, settle itself and just hear her out.
Okay. That's a wisdom saving throw for suggestion. Wisdom DC 16. Okay.
Yes. With an antibiotic.
Antibardic. Okay, go ahead and roll. Well, the antibardic, it just needs to fail. It just needs to be reduced by 1. So the antibardic happens. It fails.
How much though?
It fails by 2. Oh. So you can see the rock does sort of stop writhing and does just kind of freeze for a moment.
That lasts 8 hours, so this bitch better listen to me.
No one heard it.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll listen to what you have to say.
Seeing that it's settled. Now, Listen, I want to make it clear that we are not on any sides here. We are new to this region. And as such, all these alliances we have no part of. But I think you should be able to see from this town that what you're doing won't have any more effect than not doing it at all. These people are terrified. They understand your power. That is why they've boarded themselves into their houses, into their rooms. What you're doing here is doing nothing more than bloodshed. And I understand that your supplies, what you had, was taken from you. But I think the important thing is they were taken. It was not these people that have wronged you. It was creatures that dwell in that lake. I'm not sure if you are too familiar with them, or if others of your clan are. But those are the real things that are a threat to you. And I think even if this is just one supply delivery as such, the people here, they already fear what's in the lake. I wouldn't be surprised if word gets round, if they try to be more ambitious, that fear will overcast and hide any concern they have with fulfilling your arrangements. And what I'm saying is, I think you're targeting the wrong thing here. If you listen to us, if you let us then help you, take off any burden or cost on your end, you can all leave here happy.
I'm gonna ask you to make a persuasion check with disadvantage, and this is a really high DC because this thing's intelligence is 3, and you were throwing out a lot of big words that had to be like sifted down into a way that it could understand. And pretty much what you're telling it is you need to go against what your mom told you to do.
Okay, with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, yeah. So I understand.
I think persuasion, I can only get a 10 on my roll at lowest. So that's at least if I... Okay, so that was a 13. That was a 12, okay. What's my... I forgot about this. So that's a 24.
24 is not enough. Yeah, I was in my head I said DC 25 because it was darn near impossible. The rock, you can see that it's trying to understand you. It is. You're speaking to it.
Technically, it can understand, right?
It can. What I mean is it's trying to understand your thought process. And it's trying to interpret it. But even though it can understand you, it's because it's intelligence, it's 3, it's trying to translate the words you're saying into a way that a giant bird with an intelligence of 3 could understand. And that phrase is, you were told to do this by your provider and your mother. You were told to steal and to eat and to attack. Don't do that because other bad things exist. Like that's what it was able to get. And it was so close to just wanting to get away from the situation it's in. But you can see it heard you out and you can feel suggestion end. As the Blood Curse of Binding is still there, it's going to try to. But the thing is, Blood Curse of Binding does not prevent it from attacking.
This is correct, yeah. It's just has speed of 0.
So you see the sting happen, Carasilla, where like the head is sort of like twitching back and forth. Well, it's incredibly still, just looking at you, affixed to what you're saying. Then it starts twitching back and forth, and immediately the beak just launches towards you. And that's going to be 2 beak attacks. So the first one is a 24, and the second one that's cocked. The second one is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, both those a hit.
Those hit, okay. So we're looking at... Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, Carasilla, we are looking at about 61 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I got 4 HP.
Oh my god!
So Carasilla, these two massive beak attacks, as Carasilla is kind of like almost knocked back. Suni and Bianca, you can see this. The rock is going to attempt to make. That is definitely a success. That is a 18 plus 9. Yeah, that's 27. Immediately, the wings unfurl and it launches up. And you can see for a moment its talons extend as if it were to try and grab Carasilla. But you can see they don't. And the bird kind of lifts up and launches. And you can see it make a few circles. And
is making a few circles, not making any sudden actions yet.
It's not attacking yet. You can see for about 30 seconds it swoops around the city. And then eventually you can see it begin to dive down again. You can see it reach and grab for another set of houses that aren't on fire, ripping out. You can hear people screaming and yelling as 4 more people perish, bringing the total death toll so far from the rock up to 11. And you can see that it flies back up, makes a few more circles. Is anybody doing anything? Cecily, you can see from where you're at, the rock has started attacking again, which means whatever plan they had hashed didn't work out.
Right.
I mean, Bianca's gonna go to Carasilla to kind of help her get up.
Yeah, Suni will pour all his lay on hands into Carasilla. So for a total of 45.
And she will say to Carasilla, do you think we should message Cecily to use that spell? Because that almost took you out. Like, that just straight up almost killed her in, what was that, what, technically 1 attack?
2, both hit.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah, shit. I mean... Yeah, Carousel will do it. She'll just... in ascending to Cecily, because we are pretty far away, I'm guessing, from where she is as well.
Yeah, other side of town.
Yeah, we'll just... send her a message of, I think you're the only one that can really stop this right now. If you're willing to give that scroll a shot.
All right. Well, she... Oh god, she's still so sus and conflicted, but... Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I could do is start fighting it, and I would not. So, I mean, I don't think this is the time to brush off Bigsby's hand and punch it. Like, I don't...
Punch the bird! Do it!
I mean, that's literally, that would be my plan B, is to try to grab it with Bigsby's hand and throw it around. Which is the worst idea ever. So,
Okay,
yeah.
no, use Bigby's hand, grab it, take it to the lake, and drown it.
Oh my god.
Hold it under with Bigby's hand for several minutes.
Oh my god. That's so brutal.
Well, I have Gust, the cantrip.
Girl.
I could fuck up the wind currents.
Look,
Hey.
the good news is with this spell,
100-foot
the mom,
wingspan.
I
the
mean,
mom won't remember her baby, so we're fine.
Oh my god!
no, I mean, you're right. That, honestly, though, that does make the decision easier for Cecily. Because, like, the main thing going through her chaotic neutral brain is, like, we don't need another enemy here.
Right.
Yeah.
But if this rock is just gone, then...
Vague memories of my
Oh,
27th
man.
child.
I'm literally scrolling through the rest of my character sheet to see if there's anything useful I can do besides the thing.
Yeah, the only thing I would have is to attack it. And
Yeah.
I have less points than Carasilla had when it first hit her, so...
Yeah. My maximum is less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a storm guide. If it is windy, you can use a bonus action to choose the direction the wind blows in a 100-foot radius.
You can-
Yay!
Its wings are bigger than the radius. That doesn't... Fuck. Okay, well... Alright, she's pulling out the scroll.
Okay. All right, Cecily. You unravel the scroll. You channel the magic? Okay. All right. You do just that, seeing the rock in the distance. You allow the scroll to disintegrate in your hands as you begin to cast it. You can see where the scroll disappears. There is what looks to be thread that appears between your fingers. This collection of radiant white gold threads you hold between your hands. Targeting the rock, you begin to pull to sever those threads. And I'm going to go ahead and have the rock make a mental saving throw. It's going to be wisdom, because wisdom is the only one that it doesn't receive a negative modifier to.
Okay, and if it's my DC, that's a 16.
And that is a 14 plus 0. Cecily, with that, as you begin to yank and pull, you can feel weakness in the center. All of you can see the rock twitch for a moment. Its body freezing and then flying again until Cecily, you yank, rip, twist, and tear. You hear this audible snap between your hands. And as you look up, the rock is no longer there. Gone. No corpse, no remains, no nothing. Cecily, you do remember. You remember that the rock was there. And you remember what you did. But all of the rest of you, you look to Carasilla's wounds, and you think, what happened? Were we attacked? You look to the city, the town of Richka. Buildings torn down, dead bodies strewn occasionally. Like I said, 11 people dead. 11 people would have died from the fires, but because of Cecily's work, only one did, bringing the total death toll up to 12. You realize you must have done something to save the town, as whatever the enemy was, they're no longer here. Maybe you blacked out in rage. Or maybe something else. But I would say, Bianca, you would remember receiving the scroll from Emeriel and giving the scroll to Cecily.
Okay. But I don't remember her using it.
No.
Okay.
Carasilla, you remember telling her to use it, but you can't remember why. So all of you would be able to gather from that context that it was used against something. You just can't remember what it was used against. Except for Cecily. And Cecily, that snap. It is painful. Because it reminds you of the same snap that you heard when your back was collided with the pillar in the mines of Midgard. Is that same snap of a thread snapping. So with that, all of you find Cecily standing generally the same place she was. What do you do?
Felicity's taking a moment to take all that in because that was fucked. Oh my god.
Yeah, Cecily will be staring up at the sky, just sort of a blank, vacant expression in her face.
You okay?
How much do you
Cecily?
remember?
Nothing. I don't... Why... I remember we were going after something, but I can't... I don't know.
Guess it worked, then. Okay, well, this place is good, I think. They're not gonna be coming back. You said your dad is coming tomorrow?
In the morning.
Okay, then.
How does Cecily look?
Terrible.
Bianca's gonna just kind of put an arm around her. I'm sorry, I'm sorry if that upset you, that I don't remember what happened. But we can talk about it.
It's, that's just one more thing, you know? Whatever. Look, we did what we were supposed to, okay? Let's just rest, keep an eye out as usual, and tomorrow we can talk to your parents, go find that paladin guy later, finally start sorting this all out. I'll take watch. I just think I need a minute.
Bianca's gonna look to Carasilla with a concerned look.
I think it's probably a best idea to take the night as a bit of breathing space, and we can continue on in the morning. I'd like to just make sure that everyone who might be hurt is taken care of before we call it a night, but I'm happy to do that by myself. I'm not sure, Suni, if you'd want to come with me, but...
Yeah, no, I was actually just thinking I would do that.
Okay. I'm gonna... Cecily, I'll go with you. Let's just be somewhere else.
Just meet you up in the room. I'll just be a minute, I promise.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be at the tavern whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I guess Bianca will go back alone. Or maybe she'll help out a little bit while Cecily does whatever she's doing and then head back. Because she feels a little awkward just being like, peace out, home scouts, good luck helping out the town.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you did try and come along, Carousel would very much be like, no, deal with Cecily, please.
Okay, I just
Someone needs to be there.
Right, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Alright, she'll go back.
all she would do in that minute or so that everyone was gone is find a corner and throw up, and then just try to catch her breath. The imagery kind of flashing before her of the rock and of the darkness that she saw before she was brought back, everything that only she experienced and doesn't know how to talk about. And she will have not regained herself by the time Bianca's back. She'll just be tucked around the corner of the inn or something. Some corner where nobody's standing.
Bianca will go over to her. Seeing how much of a mess she's in, she'll bring over some water. Hey, we don't have to talk at all. But if you just need to let something out, you can. And I also don't have to be here right now if you don't want me here right now.
I don't ever want to do that again.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but I want to know if you want me to know, or anyone to know.
You remember when we were with Keothi in those pathways?
Mm-hmm.
She said if someone fell, they wouldn't just be dead, they'd be gone.
Yes.
We wouldn't even really... Well, I guess it worked because that scroll that Emariel or whoever the fuck that was left for me. That's what it did. There was a big fucking monster here. And I got rid of it, and now I'm the only one that will ever know.
Wow. Also, how does Cecily look as she's saying these things?
Trembling hands. 1,000-yard stare. Unable to make eye contact.
Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense now why I'm lost. I am honestly awestruck right now. That's an incredibly fucking wild thing you did. And then she'll take Cecily's hand. If Cecily doesn't, like, pull away, if it seems almost welcome.
It won't.
You never have to do that again. I'm sorry that you were put in that position. I don't remember how we got there, and I don't remember why. But I know now that we won't ask that of you, even if you have the capability of doing so. And I'm sorry.
The killing is so much harder now. You know, this all started with me killing someone. Didn't even mean to. This is the night the powers first showed up. After that, it almost felt easy for a while. I just kept doing it because I had to. I never wanted to. Not any of the times, not even to her. But I had to. But then... ever since what happened in the mines, now... it's like I know exactly where I'm putting them. And I don't want anyone to go there. I don't want our worst enemies to go there. I don't want monsters that can't even think to go there. I don't want anyone I care about to go there, and they keep fucking dying before me. I actually want to live for the first time in my life, but I would rather die first than anyone else.
Bianca is kind of at a loss for words because she's looking at Cecily, who's just a girl and has been through all of that. And it's not that she's not realized it, it's that this is just a really strong, harsh reminder of how much Cecily's been through at such a young age. And even if Cecily's not welcoming it, Bianca's gonna pull her into like a really tight hug. And I mean, Bianca's not crying a lot, but she's like tearing up, and maybe Cecily can kind of like feel maybe a few tears drop on her head. But basically, she just wants Cecily to feel like held and someone's there.
Yeah. She won't say anymore, but she definitely... she'll break down. And probably won't put herself back together for at least 30, 40 minutes.
And Bianca's not letting go. But she's also not saying anything, because what do you say to that?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Cecily won't say anything either, but she will stay in that embrace as long as it is available.
Okay. Alrighty. As the two of you are there, Suni and Karasilla intermingling throughout the town, trying to help the injured, and Suni trying to give his best proper respects to the dead. Working closely. Sadly, there's no one you can save, but those people that may have been injured, you are able to help them. The total dead of 12 out of a village of maybe 200 people. It is a burden that you can feel the town carrying. But luckily, thanks to your actions, deciding to come here, you were able to make a difference. You were able to help them. So with that, Suni and Karasilla, as the two of you are making your way back to the tavern, Suni does say to you, Karasilla, you can head back. I want to stop by the temple. I want to try and find ways to get closer to Elowen, and I know that they might not have a way because it's like the divines or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like I should still go talk to somebody. But even though Cecily has Bianca, I feel like she could really use you too.
I think if today's any proof of it, the connection to Elowen is already there. You just need to reach out. So I wish you luck there.
Well, I guess I'll go find a mud pile then and just try and roll around in it.
Greatest way to commune.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Kind of split off. He heads towards the temple. You head towards the tavern. And as
I will also say, we'll also want to just, before getting back to, I imagine, whatever state Cecily and Bianca is, just to keep this away from them, I guess, just in case it's bad, we'll cast another sending out to Marcus, just basically, proof of life. Yeah, just, see that he's alive, ask if he's found anything, I guess.
Yeah, send the message. He does respond, and he says, I just finished up my preliminary studies, seeing what the skins and blood reacted to, arcane and divine magic. In the morning, I was going to head into whatever is between that door. If you'd like, I can wait for you. In fact, I think that might be best. I know that was a little over 25, but yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, I'm not wasting my last sending on you.
So it seems as though he'll give you any information he has, and knowing that you're okay, he'll wait for you to come back in the morning.
Okay. And just while I'm in the groove of it, Carousel will also do ascending, and she's the upcast this one because spell slots, but she'll also cast sending to Morwen.
Oh.
Just
so much this all happened in one day.
Yeah. Just a simple I miss you. And I hope you have a good night. And you sleep well and have only good dreams.
Morwen does respond. She wishes you the same thing. And she does respond. She does.
Does she?
Does she really? I'm not convinced.
I knew it.
Get in here, bitch.
A little slow on the draw there, bud.
You gave me
time. I wasn't sure. Like, she responds, and I was like, oh, you could have drawn that out for like a second.
I did. I did. I drew it out for several. Anyway, how does she respond?
What exactly did Carousel say? Sorry.
Just, miss you. Hope you're doing well. Have a good night. Have good sleep. Only good dreams.
It's already felt like ages since I heard from you. We just stopped for the night, getting ready. Trip's good. Love you. Stay safe. I wasn't counting, so that's it.
That's fine. Yeah. So with that, the connection to Morwen ends, and at least the night ends on a little bit of a happy note. Bittersweet, but at least it's good knowing she is safe and doing well. Caracilla, you make your way back into the inn, maybe potentially spending a little bit of time with Bianca and Cecily before eventually you all retire for the night, ready for what awaits you in the morning. And on that note, that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to follow. Join our cool Discord, because we got a lot of stuff going on there. With that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.